One.
Hello, good morning, America. Good morning, America. Hi, happy Friday. Okay, so today we're talking about cheating and betrayal, and I'm about to semi rant about how cheaters are people pleasers. And in line with what I'm teaching, uh, I got to be honest about how I'm feeling today, which is I don't know, man. I got really triggered on Wednesday night, and I'll tell the story later. And it's just been hanging on. And it's just been a slow week and a tired week. And one of those weeks where it feels like everyone that I love, I don't have the energy to show them how much I love them. And I can't stop letting people down. And then I know that what I need is for somebody to see me and my pain, but I'm so caught in my fear that I'm a burden that I'm on eggshells and I'm not letting people see me, even though I need it. Actually, wow, holy crap. Okay, so this aligns really well with cheating and betrayal, and I didn't notice it until right now. Which is the thing that I see in working with people who are recovering from infidelity. And this includes poly couples, people who don't have never explored that world or don't really know it, uh, can be surprised by how open relationships and poly couples dynamics work. But when you feel betrayed, when betrayal happens, what happens is the person betraying is usually a people pleaser. I I know that it self-selects because the people who come into my office and come work with me and do sessions with me obviously care about their relationship. They're showing up. Um, and of course, they're people pleasers. Of course. If your primary mechanism for feeling safe in a connection and safe in a relationship is people pleasing, then what you do when you care about somebody is you figure out how to wow them. You figure out how to give them what they need, be what they need, feel what they need you to feel, and you sacrifice yourself little by little, inch by inch, as you get to know them. And at some point, we start to resent the person that we love for not seeing us and not knowing us and not letting us be ourselves. And even when we really love them, that pull towards the people who light you up and make you feel magnetic and make you feel electric, these new people who make you feel seen and make you feel loved and make you feel like alive, you haven't people pleased your way through them yet. You're showing up as your best self. You're new to them. You're wowing them. It's the thing that makes you feel safe in a relationship. That's what's happening with the new person. And what's happening with the person you've been with forever is I've sacrificed myself so many times, so many ways for so long, and it's still not good enough for you. Your eyes don't light up when I enter a room. And I'm tired. I don't know how to make it happen. I've done everything I can. I've bent over backwards to make that happen and it's not working. And even if they are bad at it, they tend to, that's the feeling. That tends to be the thing that drives people. Esther Perel says it, this is going to be a rough paraphrase, but says it as usually when somebody is cheating on their partner, it's not because their partner isn't enough for them. It's because they miss who they are. It's not leaving their partner because of who their partner is. It's walking away from their partner to go be who they wish they were with someone else. And that's a really rough paraphrase. Look at her quotes are great. Go look her go look her up if you don't already know her. Uh, and that has proven to be really true, but I think it's running away from yourself. This is the deeper layer that I see. I think cheating and being in a relationship are both ways to run away from yourself if you think the only way to have love is to people please. And the thing that heals it isn't just accountability, it's actually daring to learn who you are, what you feel in each moment, what you actually think, and be able to hold someone else being disappointed in you sometimes. That's what makes them trust you. That's when working with infidelity, it's an essential part. If they're going to stay together and they're going to move forward, the cheating partner, yes, has to continue to take accountability. They also have to start saying things that the other partner doesn't like. Because I can't trust you if I don't get to know you. And right now, I think all your words are bullshit because you only tell me the things I want to hear. So one of my favorite ways to do that, I myself lean people pleasy. I've never cheated on my husband and I've never cheated on past partners, but I ran fast. I would just build up these, I would pretend to be who I needed to be without knowing I was doing it. I was just like, oh, you like that? I can be that. I can do that. And I thought I was being loving and I thought I was being the best partner in the freaking world. And then for some reason, there'd be this breaking point and I'd go, oh, we're a terrible fit. And then I'd blindside them with me leaving. And I truly didn't think I did anything wrong. And they felt blindsided. And I was like, well, you should have known. You should have picked up on it. Why didn't you ask me more questions? Why didn't you notice? Why didn't you act the way I act? Which would have been terrible because then we would have two people performing. We wouldn't be two people connected. We'd be two performances. And in my past relationships, I was not a person. I was a performance. And I resent this is so I say this so many times because it is so true. We resent people to the level that we sacrifice ourselves for them. And we are sacrificing ourselves for them because we think it makes us good people. It does not. It makes us untrustworthy. It makes us abandon ourselves. It makes it so that they don't really know the person they're with. It's, it's terrifying to really be yourself in a relationship and the only way. So, cheaters are people pleasers. I really think that is true. And I really think it's when they start to feel unsafe and unseen and alone, and they don't know how to fix that. And usually the partnership doesn't know how to fix that. They don't know how to hold disappointment at the same time. They're caught in toxic guilt instead of healthy guilt. Because toxic guilt asks the question, how do I say no? How do I say no in a way that makes everybody happy? They'll all love it. They'll be excited about it. And that's not possible. So toxic guilt comes out as, "Ah, why can't you respect my boundaries? Or it's fine. No, it's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. No, it's okay. Yeah. Toxic guilt looks around and goes, who's going to be the most disappointed? I'll do whatever it takes to not disappoint them. Healthy guilt is that knowing self. It's that trusting self. Healthy guilt asks the question, how do I say no and tolerate when people don't like it? Healthy guilt looks at the values I have and then I make a choice based on those values. So it's saying, ah, no. And then the person gets disappointed or upset. And the healthy guilt sounds like, of course you're disappointed. I didn't give you what you wanted. You're allowed to be disappointed. You're not a bad person. And I'm still not giving you what you wanted. That's healthy guilt. And so few of us were taught that. And it turns us into people pleasers. Most people in this world are people pleasers because, well, in this culture, are people pleasers because most of us were taught that's what good people do. You put yourself last. You pay attention to what everyone else needs and you do that. You be that. You want to be a good partner? Sacrifice. Sacrifice yourself. That's what a loving person does. But we end up resenting people to the level we sacrifice ourselves for them, to the level we lie to ourselves for them. And it's heartbreaking. And it gets so many of us stuck in these. Both people in that situation are so alone. And both people in that situation end up hating the cheater once it's revealed. And they're just as alone. It doesn't fix anything. So I feel like cheating and betrayal is so misunderstood. And I need to make it clear. Another big point is that if somebody cheats on you, it's not your fault. You didn't do something wrong. It wasn't that you weren't enough. They were too scared. They did not have enough safety in themselves to be themselves with you, whether or not you would accept it. That's not a you problem. That needs to be said. And if you ever cheated, I also don't think it's your fault. I'm really not a fan of blame framework because we can pass that buck all the way down the road. I could say it's not your fault, it's your parents' fault. It's not your parents' fault, it's their fault, their parents' fault. We could go down the blame road forever. I think the important question is, how do we get here? Why did my brain and nervous system and body or whatever think that this was the safest choice to make, the best choice to make? My my I'm going to say heart actually. My heart needed me to be authentic. Why did I think this was the only way I could? And am I willing to prove it wrong? Am I willing to live a life where I'm authentic no matter what? Am I willing to live a life where I get rejected from my authentic self so that I can also be finally accepted for my authentic self? Okay, this is a really intense topic that has so much pain because also this is if in a movie the writer of that movie wants you to hate a character, what they will make that character do is cheat on their partner. Culturally, this is like the thing. This is the thing that makes you evil, that makes you the bad person. Which, by the way, I mean, every cheater is in this position because they fought so hard to people please, to not be the bad guy in anybody's eyes. And then somehow they ended up making this choice that made them the worst. And there's so much shame around it. And it's also the most heartbreaking. It's the whole like, if I'm cheated on, this is the thing I've been told my entire life is the worst thing that somebody could do to me. We do that, but yeah. So I want to acknowledge how heavy this is. I should also say I've been cheated on. Oh my God. I'm going to have to tell that story at some point. I have been cheated on and also tempted to be unalived. So I'm trying to find a way to say that the person that my person was cheating on me with and discovered because he was double cheating. And then she tried to me. So that was an interesting story that I have to tell you sometime. Maybe not today, but it's a really good story. I don't know why I'm smiling about it. It was so traumatic, but that's life. Don't we all date convicted murderers? I think so. I'm so serious. Literally, that is that is what he was. It was fun though. Truly fun. Fun relationship. Um, Not safe, obviously, but fun. Okay, do we have questions? Going off
Yes,
the
we
rails.
do.
Uh,
All right. The first question is a submission before I have our next person come up and get ready. Um, it is my husband and I are still together 1 year after finding out about his affair. Some days it feels like I'll never forget, and it will forever be this lingering thing that is part of our marriage, and it makes me really sad. But we love each other and really want to be together. How do you know if it's worth the fight or if it's worth accepting this has changed everything and it won't ever be the same?
mm. Did you say that person is coming up or that I'm answering that
No, you're
without them coming
answering
up?
that.
How do you know that it's worth the fight or accepting this, that it's never going to be the same? I don't feel like those are opposite things, which maybe was the deliberate choice of wording. Answering the question, is it worth the fight, is something I try to never do for clients or for people because it has to be your choice. I will tell you what is my choice every time, how I make my choice every time that I get to that point. Because like I mentioned before, I'm a runner. So my brain will go to let's run and I'll be fine on my own. I don't need anybody. Um, I think that the work of being alive and especially of being in relationships, definitely being in relationships, is acceptance. It's accepting myself and accepting other people. And every time I don't like somebody or I judge somebody or I don't like something in me or I don't judge something in me, I think the work is, ooh, Why is it not safe to accept them or to accept me? And how do I start accepting it? This does not mean accepting all behaviors. It means accepting people, including myself and including them. I don't have to accept all the ways you treat me, but I do get to accept you. And if I feel like fundamentally I won't accept you, okay, there's something in me that's afraid of what might happen if I accept you. I know it's a little trippy and philosophical, but it is how I make my decision. So when I ask, is this worth it? My question is the next step that I'm choosing, does that help me accept me more and accept them more? Because sometimes the next step of leaving does help me accept them more and does help me choose, accept me more and them more. And sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Often when I want to run, it doesn't help me accept my husband more or accept me more. It helps me avoid both of us. It helps me avoid the work. It helps me avoid really coming face to face with the fear. And I don't think that's my work on this planet. So that's how I make that decision is each step that I want to take. If I'm really confused, I just look back at acceptance. And you used the word accept in the second part of that question of, or do we accept that it's forever changed? Yeah, I hope it's forever changed. You're with a different, if it's gonna work, you're gonna now be with a real person, not a performance. And it's gonna be take learning. How do we say things that the other person doesn't like and still love each other? How do we, how do I have a thought or a feeling that disagrees with yours and still love you? How do I hold when you're disappointed in me because I don't have the capacity to give what you need? How do you hold when you're disappointed in me and I don't have the capacity to give what you need? There's learning how to be fully yourself together means how do we sometimes not like what the other person wants or needs or feels and still love each other and still accept each other. And that is a totally different relationship than pre cheating. I'd rather you trust me forever than like me right now. I'd rather trust you forever than like you right now. Those are some of my favorite mantras in my own relationship and that I teach my clients, especially if you're recovering from infidelity, is hey, I'd rather trust you forever than like you right now. What are you really thinking? What are you really feeling? What do you really want? Okay, can I hold that? Can I let that just be a feeling instead of an entire personality trait? Addie said that about anger this week, and I thought it was so brilliant. Addie's my COO and other half of my professional brain. We were talking about viewing some feelings we were taught to view as personality traits, but they're all just feelings. And can you view somebody's feeling as just a feeling instead of a personality trait? And that gives the feeling the permission to just live the length of time it's supposed to, which is usually roughly 90 seconds. So, my answer to that question is I can't answer it for you, but I love that you asked about acceptance because I think that's the only way to move forward. And it's hard, it's scary work to do. If you don't know how to have those conversations yet, that is why we have the 14-day challenge, which teaches you the scene method. It teaches you how to ask questions from you to you so you know what the heck's going on in those conversations. And then it ties you to open gym where you practice having conversations with strangers who are safe or not your partner, low stakes, and you get to practice those conversations with them. And then you're like, oh, I get it. Okay, cool. Then you can go do it with your partner. So if you want to work on the literal skill of holding someone's disappointment, of feeling different things, of thinking different things, of daring to share that you have a need or a feeling, do the 14-day challenge if you're looking for a tool. And that will set you up to then do practice. So it starts with just you to you 14 days of I send you a video every morning of one simple tool. And then at the end of that, you get invited into open gym where you get to practice with people. So it's really cool. morganbirch.com/challenge is how you get there. We're really proud of it. It's really cool. Thank you for that question.
That
Thank
was
you.
beautiful. That was perfect. All right.
Was it? I'm a little bit all over the map and a little bit of wreck today. If you're
You are
yeah.
doing incredible. You are showing up really, really beautifully.
Thanks,
I'm
Eddie.
obsessed with it. Yeah.
I'm
Now you get to
trying.
talk to a person,
Yay.
a face.
Yay. I need faces.
Do you want to finish your sentence or pull her up?
No, I want to pull her up. I'm so sad today. Yeah, pull her up.
So is the world. You're right on time. You're right where you're
God,
supposed to
dude,
be.
that didn't help either, did it? The website thing.
Mm. We're here with them.
Yeah. Um, I think I'll talk about that after the next person.
Cool. All right. This is Jillian. Jillian, do you
Oh,
want me to
hi.
ask your question or are you good to go? I think you seem good to go.
There. Now I'm muted. Yeah, I'm good to go. I can ask
Cool.
it. Um,
This is cool.
hi. Hi, Morgan. How are you?
Good. I'm
Thanks
excited
for
about
doing
your
this.
shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's a local band. They're great, actually. Yeah, so my question is more about the betrayal. He's cheated in past relationships, but not on me. But dealing with who he presented himself at the beginning of the relationship, which I do believe was a lot of like love bombing. Like he wanted to people please, right?
Yeah.
And now that we're in the relationship 2 years later, it's like all of that resentment's coming up. And so I do a lot of work with this type of thing, but I feel like I can't reflect things to him without it turning into him completely shutting down
Mm,
or him like turning it on me and making it my fault and being really mean and angry. So I don't know how to move past the betrayal piece because I feel completely betrayed that he wasn't who he truly is when I've always encouraged that of him and wanted more of that. And then it's and and now it's like we're in this like I feel betrayed because of it and he's betrayed himself and it's my fault. So I don't
yes.
really know what to do with any of it.
Mm, mm. Oh my God. Your pain is so big.
Yeah, it is.
How long have you been stuck here?
Mm. It really started coming to a head probably about a year ago, a year and a half ago. And um as a recovering people pleaser myself, I wanted to give him opportunities and do everything I could to make sure that he knew that I love him so much and to show him this is how much I love you and I'm here with you. But
God, yeah.
as it's continued and just the emotional abuse a piece of it, I've been through it in the past and um like just trying to notice patterns for myself and keep myself safe.
Mm,
And I just feel like I'm falling apart because I don't know what to do about it.
mm. Because it sounds like, oh, oof. It feels like you're caught between, God, this cycle sucks because it starts with you end up almost feeling like you owe them for how much they are loving you. And then you find out they also think that you owe them for all that, how much they loved you. And it feels, it's so, it's so, I don't, it's like a really strong magnet. The amount you just feel like I have to get out of debt.
Yeah.
And y- what you're explaining now is trying to figure out how much is yours to carry and how much more do you show up for this? Because even in your language, you sound like you know a lot of it's not. Like you've tried so hard to give him space. And can I ask you what, maybe it's too big of a question.
Mhm.
What's the biggest, what are the biggest fears for you under there?
Mm. For me, it's that he won't ever really know how much I love him and how much none of the things that he thinks about himself are important or
Mm,
are true. Um, and it'll mean something. Like, I know it doesn't mean anything about me. I know that's all a him situation, but the that's the deepest fear is that if I can't carry it anymore because I feel like everything I'm doing is just pouring into
yeah.
the black hole of his own needing to be fulfilled within himself.
Yeah.
um if I can't make that impression on him, then it means that maybe it's like it makes me not second guess myself. It just makes me it makes me really sad to know that he wouldn't know how much I truly loved him and how much I tried and I appreciate him.
Yeah. God, you said that so well. I think that is one of, you said that so well because I think it's one of the biggest things that keeps people from, it keeps me from leaving relationships I shouldn't. And it keeps a lot of people from leaving, I should. Oh my God. Let me make that word different. It keeps me from leaving relationships I should. And it keeps so many people stuck in relationships that hurt them because the person that you are, because you're doing so much out of love and so much to make them feel your love. And you're like, I, it's like no matter what I do, I end up being the villain again. But I will have work with couples that the day they finally decide to divorce is when he finally sees, oh, I've been hurting you, but I've been calling you the villain the whole time. Now she asks for a divorce because she couldn't stomach leaving until he knew she wasn't the bad guy. And it keeps us stuck because most people never figure it out. And we can't talk perfect. We can't act perfect enough. We can't, there's nothing we can do perfectly enough to make that person decide to see us as a human trying to love them. Because what happens, most people in this mindset have no idea that they're in this mindset. But if someone is in victim mindset, which by the way, all abusers are, all abusers think they are the victim in the dynamic. The greatest gift you can give them is being their villain, allowing them to see you as their villain, because they're going to force you to give them that gift whether or not you decide to, no matter what you do. And it feels like gaslighting and mind fuckery and so confusing when you are doing nice things from good intentions, and yet somehow you're still the villain. And you're like, am I crazy? I must have, maybe I did that not quite right. Maybe you are right. Maybe if I said it like this, it would get through. Maybe if I did, maybe, and you just get so lost in, I have gotten so lost in believing that there's no way they could think I'm the villain if, unless I'm really doing something bad. And the truth is, if someone is in victim mindset, they only feel safe if they're the victim, so they will make you the villain. If you do something kind for them, they will say you're doing it out of manipulation. If you do something loving or you say something, uh, a compliment, they'll say that they can't believe you. You're not telling the truth. Because I'm interrupting myself to say I want to do one more part of this rant, but I realize I've been talking at you for a while and I want to check what's coming up for you before I get there.
So all of that is very resonant. And like like I said, in doing what I do and knowing what I know, like I know that he needs to be the victim to be safe.
Oof.
And it's, I guess, a better question even with this is maybe just how I can the acceptance piece, right? How I can accept that this won't work out unless he decides to do something different for himself, and allowing myself to like know that doesn't mean anything about me.
Yeah. I, uh, this is where boundaries are big, real boundaries, not you need to boundaries. The real
Yeah.
ones, are the I statements. It has nothing to do with the other person, it has everything to do with you. When I started to do this, I realized, and to be fair, victim mindset people enable this behavior, but I was robbing people in my life of their process. I was robbing them of growing up. And some people might choose not to. Some people definitely choose not to. But they were choosing not to anyway. And it was exhausting for me to keep doing it for them. So, what that literally looks like is having a conversation and then holding fast to that conversation, which is, I'm going to give you a good example so that it's practical and not just theoretical. Um, I've noticed that in conversations like the one we just had, this would be after one that this happens. No matter what I say or do, you think that I'm doing it for a bad reason, or that I don't trust you, or that I'm whatever the fill in the blank thing that makes you the villain. I don't know how we make it if that keeps happening. Oops. Did we lose her video or did we lose her internet connection?
Let me check. She dropped off, so probably internet.
Okay, it flickered a couple times, so I was worried about that. But I can answer this and then come back. Watch this part. Um, so I say I don't know how we make it if this happens, I don't know how we make it. I don't know how I can't stay in a relationship like that. And then if that keeps happening, that's when I have the conversation to leave the relationship. The smaller step there is as soon as it gets villainy. So as soon as, if you can catch it, as soon as in the conversation, it's all you, that's where you go, I'm starting to feel really defensive. And if we can't talk in an I statements, like I'm feeling this and I don't get to hear about your experience, I don't know how I keep having this conversation. I love the I don't know how, I guess. I just realized I said that twice, but it's a really good one. So I'm going to go take a walk for 15 minutes and I'd love to try this again. I want to have a conversation where we both feel like we're on the same team. Is that something you want to? This is the Vic, how I like to do overall boundaries, VIC, vision, invitation, collaboration of I have the vision of a relationship where we have conflict. We are on the same team to understand each other. We believe each other have that we both have positive intentions. We both want to grow together. And right now, the conversations we're having aren't headed that direction. And I'm only one part of this equation. Is that something that you want to do? How do you think this should go? They say yes or no. If they say yes, then you go, okay, how do you think we get there? And something that is interesting about that is there's often more a bigger part that we're playing than we know we are playing. We're often we're often also a little in victim mindset. We're often doing a lot of the things that they're doing and we don't know it. And it's helpful to hear, oh, this is how that lands. And then getting curious about, okay, so I think the next step is this. And you're saying the next step should be this. Okay. And we choose one small, easy next step to try together next time we have a conflict. Or we choose to do a course together. We both do the 14-day challenge and then go practice in open gym. There's a reason I created this. This is like a almost universal problem. So the 14-day challenge preps you to give you the tools, and then you go into open gym and you get to practice those tools. I will talk about this until I'm blue in the face because I truly think everyone on the planet Earth should do it. That's why we priced it less than a therapy session, because I want everybody to do it. Um, so vision, invitation, collaboration. What is the vision you have for your relationship or your conversations? Invite them to that. If they say no, then you set a boundary and you go, okay, good to know. I don't know how we make it if we don't do that. So I'm going to be thinking about that. And then you might come back and go, I'm thinking I'm going to move out. I think I'm going to live with somebody else for a while. I think I'm going to take this class. If you want to do it with me, that would be great. I think I'm going to, I statements, boundaries. If they say yes, then you're like, same thing. I think it'd be a great idea to do this. What do you think? Let's collaborate. Let's make this a team project. So it's messy, but that's what relationships are. She's gone, so I don't know if that landed. But I hope so. I hope it was helpful, Jillian. Your pain hurts my heart. Mostly just, I'd love for you to notice as soon as you start feeling defensive or yucky, you have to prove yourself and go, I'm feeling defensive. I'm going to go blank and model caring for yourself. If you take only one thing away from all of this, it's notice when you start to try to prove yourself. Notice when you start to be defensive and go take care of yourself in that moment instead of trying to convince him to see you the way, see your true intentions. If you could only take one thing, please take that.
We had a question in the chat that I thought was good, which is, what isn't identifying the villain the same as playing the blame game? What's the difference between identifying the villain and playing the blame game?
There is no difference. You nailed it. That's exactly right. Yes. That's why I don't like blame framework. That's why when I say the greatest gift you can give a victim mindset person is becoming their villain, because they will force you to give them that gift whether or not you want to. If somebody goes, see, you did it. You hurt me. You're bad. You're the wrong one. Then they lean towards, they feel safe in victim mindset. They didn't get curious. They didn't go, well, where were you coming from? What was it like for you? Why did that happen? And then decide, what do I do with that? Maybe we're not aligned. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you not my person. It's blame. It's just another language for blame. And it feels safe to be a victim if you're in blame framework, because the reason that we blame is somebody is to blame and it better not be me. Because in my childhood, when somebody was to blame, they got ostracized, bullied, punished, kicked out. Something bad happened to them. I don't want that to happen to me. So now that a hurtful thing is happening, you better be the bad person. Otherwise, I deserved punishment. So I'm going to make you the bad guy. Most of us are in victim mindset to some degree. And a lot of our work out of that is, again, through acceptance. It's the curiosity and understanding how do you think? Why is this happening? Where are you coming from? And then what behaviors do I accept and what do I not? Blame framework, baby. That'll just get you stuck in deciding who deserved what, not actually learning. Everybody's making choices for really good reasons that we don't fully understand. Everybody is feeling feelings for really good reasons that we don't fully understand. Which that whole 63 million people going to that terrifying website is such a cycle of that. Right? I guarantee, because how many couples do I have come in and one of them is complaining that the other person won't have sex with them? Like, I guarantee that the people going to that website feel like victims and they can't get their needs met any other way. So this is how we do it. I have to be entitled and I have to be dominant to this in order to get this to happen. Otherwise, I'm a bad person who's getting rejected. I'd rather you be a bad person for rejecting me. I'd rather figure out how to get the thing I want. Hate it. It's so insidious and it comes out in such evil ways. This seemingly minor mindset framework of finding who's to blame. Those people, those men going to that website, learning how to abuse and hurt the people that they would claim they love the most, feel like the victims. I would bet my life on that. This victim villain thing causes major problems. This blame framework causes major problems. Because guess what? As soon as they have the inkling of, oh, what I'm doing is bad, they go, no, shame, run. I find a community that thinks it's good. That community thinks it's good because we're all the victims and we deserve this. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm just, it's making it worse. Because if you can go, oh, what the heck was that thought? And instead of, I hate it, and now I will drown in shame or find a community that makes me feel better, instead being like, that came up for a really good reason. What a dark thought. Wonder what needs going unmet. Wonder what I was taught to expect. Wonder what's embarrassing about this to me. I wonder what fear I have when I get rejection. Oh, where did I learn that? How do I heal that? Right? If you had gone to the worst part of you and the worst thought of you and started to be curious, what could you learn? How beautiful could you become? What an incredible impact you could have on this world. But shame, which is just it's part of the blame framework, doesn't help anything. It sends you into the most evil paths. Really pissed off about and sad. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's such a horrific story. I don't really want to tell the whole details, but I realize it might be unfair to assume you know what I'm talking about. Okay, thank you. Yeah. There's a website that in the month of March, 63 million people visited. Uh, those people currently we're being told that there's all men learning how to, which I would assume given the content, they're learning how to drug and rape their wives without their wives knowing. It's called like the Rape Academy or something. In just the month of March, 63 million. I got to rant a little bit more and then we'll bring up a question. This is the thing that I'm really scared of on the way that we're communicating online. This is a heavy ass. Good morning, America. Told you, I'm in a sad mood today. Um, I think what's happening is this is why I'm so passionate about having Good Morgan America, where you guys are actually here in Zoom and you're in the chat and our Facebook group, Scene Society. Why I'm so passionate about that growing, why I'm passionate, everything that we're doing, the 14-day challenge and learning the skills and then go practice in open gym is because what's happening online right now is that people are getting community through anger. That's the only thing we're getting it through. Online, what we get inspired to do, where we get community from, is anger. I'm angry at you. We're all angry at that side. We're all angry at that side. And it creates this divisiveness, but it's also not true community. It's based on we share righteous anger. But that's a terrifying way to have community because when I get 1 inch off of the thing we all decided, now I'm in your crosshairs. So I can't ever let you know the true nuanced version of me. I have to conform to you. I don't have true community. So then we just get angrier and angrier and more divisiveness. And we work in shame. We start looking at the other side saying, you are morally evil. You are morally evil. Not, okay, I don't agree with that choice, but you're making it for a really good reason. I don't agree with that belief or that feeling, but for some reason you do. What if I got curious about it and understood it? We're not doing that. We're doing shame. And shame pushes you, blame, anger, that pushes you into the darkness where shame thrives, where it grows, and where it becomes the most evil things on the planet. That is why I'm so passionate about curiosity. That's why I'm passionate about creating communities where we show up and we learn how to love each other because of our differences, not just in spite of them. How do you look at somebody and go, the heck, you believe that? Tell me why. Tell me more. I really want to know. I think you got there for a reason. Who raised you? What did you learn? What did you learn to be scared of? How did we get here? What was happening? That heals. Curiosity heals. It heals. It heals when you turn to yourself with curiosity, even about your darkest, most embarrassing, most terrifying thoughts. It heals when you turn to somebody who thinks you're going to hate them because of the thing that they believe or say, and you go, okay, I don't agree, but I want to know. Explain. How did you get there? That's the only thing I've seen change beliefs. Anger and hate pushes somebody more into their corner, makes them bigger. Have you ever been in a fight with somebody? Have you ever been in a conflict with somebody? That's not true. I don't agree with you. How does that work? You're wrong. It just makes them bigger. It makes them trust you less. And if they don't have capacity to meet you at your words, they just secretly hate you more. Curiosity freaking cures so much. Punishment doesn't help anything because it just drives you into the shadows and makes you afraid to be punished. Then you don't tell people your dark thoughts, then you can never heal them. The blame framework is driving me nuts, and the way that we're interacting online is driving me nuts. It makes me sad. And what gives me hope is that what I get to watch when I in open gym, when I do the repair labs, I watch two people that I know on paper wouldn't like each other, and they come out of reflecting each other and they go, God, I love him. I love her. It's the changing hearts and minds to like love each other. So I know that I just screamed angrily at the world, but here's the thing. This work makes me believe in people so much. Even the ones that when you first meet them, you think there's no way. People really do want to love each other. They really do want to feel seen and loved. And I know there are some dark people out there, but everyone I meet in this world and everyone I meet in this work really does like want to see and be seen. And when given the skills and they actually get to experience that kind of connection where you are really seen and just accepted, no one's trying to fix you, no one's trying to change you, that's where you have the most radical, beautiful shift and connections. And it's just, we have that. If you are here, are part of the antidote because that's what we do here. We approach each other with curiosity. We care for each other. Like in that Facebook community, we don't say, here's what you should do or here's what you should think. We say, oh, I think you're feeling this. And that makes sense to me. What am I missing? Tell me more. Or I've been there too. You know? Isn't that great? Don't we want more of that? So thank you for being here in the Zoom room and for being part of the community because we're trying to, it is the antidote in our little corner of the world. And you guys give me so much hope. I blacked out.
That was amazing. I think this is exactly where you were supposed to be today. For real.
Thanks, Addie.
Doing good work.
I don't know what I would do without this. I think if I didn't have access to the people that do our repair lab, the people that I get to work with in sessions, the open gym, the people that do our 14-day challenge, the people in our Facebook community, like if I didn't have that, I would be so hopeless and so sad. And I would look at the statistics and I would look how people treat each other online. I would be so sad. Like, where are we even going? And I'm just so grateful that you guys are here because it gives me hope that I get to see so many people love each other and learn to love each other and want to learn to love each other and dare to let somebody see them. I think that's probably the biggest thing that doesn't happen is that we, back to the cheaters and betrayers, right? We learn the thing to do is sacrifice yourself, people please, perform, be the person that other people want you to be, and you'll be okay. And in this community, people dare to be seen who are scared to be seen. It's scary to be seen. Put yourself last. Don't have any needs. Your feelings don't make sense. Calm down. And this community goes, I don't think that's working. I will dare to say how I feel. I will dare to be honest. I will dare to say the thing that's scary to say. I'll dare to let other people prove me wrong. I'll dare to let other people see me, not fix me, not criticize me, not even debate with me. Just see me. Because under all of these dark beliefs is these beautiful human hearts that just want to connect. And it, I don't know what I would do without this community because I get to watch the antidote every day. And most people don't. Most people don't have that. Their work doesn't feel like that. Their family doesn't feel like that. Their online community doesn't feel like that. And most people are like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And here we dare to be seen and we dare to see each other and we dare to be curious and we dare to connect even when it's scary and it doesn't make sense and the world seems dark. It's like this glimmering, growing light of people who dare to care about people even when they're different from them. And I'm you're you're not here if you're not that kind of person. So I'm really, 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 really grateful that you guys are here because you're the antidote to a poison that's being pushed hard with addictive, rage baiting apps. So thank you.
All right, you ready for a person?
Yes. Can I hug them? Whoever it is, could you fly here?
Oh, I wish. Okay. Lindsay, I really liked the way that you actually asked the question and then I want you to delve into it. Do you remember how you asked it? Mostly, I really liked the how do I not blame myself? How do I not internalize this and make it about my worth and value?
Mm,
Great job. You did it. No, can you hear me? Am I okay?
yes.
Yeah, so that was essentially what I said. So I guess I'll delve into it. And I did front load, would love a hug, would really much, very much love.
Where do you live? Don't tell me. Wait, sorry. People are here.
Yeah.
Private message me.
Somewhere it's very, very hot, and muggy. It's gross.
Okay.
Um, but it's still, I'd take a hug. Um, so all of my most important relationships, all my long-term relationships, um, ended with my partner cheating on me. And you know, that was really hard, right? And then I met my husband, and he obviously knew that about me, and he seemed so different. He seemed like he held that pain and was really sensitive to it. And, when we first got together, like we had, premarital counseling and we did all the things. And, I said, I have one deal breaker, and that is infidelity. Like, and not even, I even said, like, it's not that I feel like I can, it's not like I feel like I want to demonize cheaters, kind of like to your point of like, I understand that people are complex and people have like, things that what I was like, I just, because it's happened to me so many times, like, I don't think I can really handle it. Like, I feel like it's just a me thing, right? And he was like, but I'm obsessed with you. Why would I ever do that? Well, fast forward to now, he has had two affairs, and both of them have been with friends of mine who are also married. Um, and and this is just details that add to the additional internalization I struggle with, but those friends of mine, like they're the ones who ended the affairs. Like he didn't like come to his senses, as it were. Like they were like, what am I doing? I'm ruining my marriage and my friendship with Lindsay. What am I doing? um
Mm,
and so with all of that context, like, and all of the work I've done and all of the things, like, I think my higher self knows, like, it's not my fault, but it's really hard to not look and feel like there's something that I lack. And it's really hard for me to not go, I'm the common denominator,
mm,
right? It's really hard for me to not embrace that narrative because it's so easy. Um, and all the things you're saying about him being a people pleaser and performing and not wanting to, I mean, all of that is very true. I mean, my husband has a really, he struggles with low self-esteem. He
mm,
chases feeling validated. He chases wins. He struggles with other addictions, are, that have done a number on our relationship. And so
mm.
again, I like capital K know that there's so much more, but there's just this part of me that can't seem to release the very logical like connection between like the only person who was in all of those relationships that ended in betrayal was me. And
Mhm.
I'm wondering if there's any, yeah, there you
How
go.
do you not, how do you not blame yourself
Yeah.
whilst, yeah. What is it? Is that the fear that you're to blame? What is the fear?
Yeah, like that there's something like deeply inherently lacking within me, like something deep within me that makes me unworthy of loyalty or fidelity, or there's some, like, the fear is that there's not enough about me that's good enough that when presented with something more exciting, my partner would say, but I would never want to screw this up with her, right? Like there's that fear that like I'm not I if I'm I hope I'm being I hope
You're
I'm
making,
making sense.
you're
But
making a
like
lot of sense.
yeah, I think that's the fear that like that it's not something that like, I'm for other contexts, like I'm in grad school for becoming a counselor. Like I've been in therapy since forever. Like
Yeah.
I've taken 100 million attachment style quizzes. They all come out secure. Like I've done so much work.
Yeah.
Um, and so there's a part of me that's like, okay, so I've done quote unquote all of the things. I've done all of the work. I continue to do all of the work.
Yeah.
Is it something that is just inherently wrong about me that is not changeable?
Hmm.
That I think is the fear of like just like my inherent personhood is just wrong and broken and not desirable enough.
It feels it feels like the that if I don't know what the feeling is exactly. The story is if if he cheats on me, then am I must be not enough in some way.
Yeah.
And it seems like a double fear of I'm scared. I'm scared mm, that I'm blind to something in myself, and also that whatever it is I'm blind to makes me not worth it. Not worth the hard the not even I was gonna say not worth the hard choice, but it should be an easy choice. The like not worth the obvious choice to be chosen over and
Mhm.
over again.
Yeah. I think that and especially because like on the other end, like it's so easy for me to like something happens when I'm in a relationship, and I would be interested to see if other people experience this as well, where like when I'm in a relationship with someone, like something turns off in my brain where like I don't even register other people. Like I don't see like I don't
Mm.
see physically attractive people. I don't like something I don't and it sounds so like I don't know.
No, there's a study on it.
Is it
That's a
really?
thing. That's
Okay.
a thing. Yeah, I'll have to find it. I watched it
Okay.
forever ago. But yeah, it's a thing.
Okay. Well, I have that thing and I would love to read a study because whatever that is, my husband does not have that thing. And so it's hard for me to express that to him because he's like, no, but of course like he's very like he projects a lot of that onto me that like I'm looking around the corner, like I'm gonna hit on people that I'm at work with, and I'm gonna hit on people I'm at the gym with or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't. Literally, I could be at the gym with a bunch of like uh, giraffes, and I would not know. I would not have any idea because my brain is not even registering them. Um, so anyway, all that to say, like, I just can't. So it doesn't. So my brain doesn't operate that way. So that makes me wonder, like, what else am I blind to? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I guess if my brain shuts off in that way, like, I must, like, what else am I not seeing that I should see and could theoretically adjust or fix or what have you? I don't know.
I mean, it sounds. I have a follow-up question that I have to structure because I just learned something about you that's really interesting. Um, it doesn't sound like your fear is that you're not enough, full stop.
Mm,
It's that you're not enough for your husband or for who and the past romantic partners.
mm.
But I don't know, do you feel like you have that feeling in general or just in partnership?
Just in partnership.
I think
Because,
you,
like, I think, like, with my kids, especially, and like with my friends, like, I feel like I feel like I am like I'm the default parent. Like I feel like
Okay.
I feel like all my friends, like I get invited to so many things with my friends. That's actually a point of contention with my husband and I too, because like I get invited to hang out with so many people and do all these
Yeah.
things. And yeah.
You are defining the difference. You're catnip for a cheater, people pleaser, first of all. And you're defining the difference between you and your husband and probably your other romantic partners. The love bombing, people pleasing, let's wow everybody people do not feel enough for anyone.
Mm,
But you do.
mm,
You have what I want. You are, right? That's the feeling. You're confident, you're magnetic, you feel like you're enough in your relationships. Lots of people are drawn to you. Your friends want to hang out with you, your kids trust you, people trust you. Your love is valuable. So
mm,
maybe if I can get your love, I'll feel that way too.
mm,
And I do for a while.
mm,
And then I don't anymore. But that person's making me feel like I'm maybe enough.
mm,
And for a while. And now that person's making me feel like enough. I keep people pleasing to the people who I think once I get them, I'll feel enough.
mm,
You don't do that. So for you, it would make sense that it doesn't make sense because for you, you're confused by the not enoughness, not it's everywhere in your life. So so people are drawn to you to finally feel enough because you feel enough.
mm,
But you can't get that from someone else.
mm,
So it's a different way of living. Like your secure attachment and your all of your um, quizzes. This is the new sign for quizzes. Your secure attachment for quizzes makes a lot of sense if everywhere else you feel enough, and you're taking on the partner's fears of not enough within a partnership because they have not enough everywhere.
mm,
So the what I'm hearing is you're learning. You've been taught the equation that they go off of, which is I must not be something about this no longer makes me feel like enough. That's being so now you're basically taking that on. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Are you following? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um because that's the framework they have and so now you're in a relationship where they have that framework. So now you're like, I guess there's something in me that's missing. But the reason we hop and the reason we go somewhere else is because I need to wow somebody so I can feel enough again, so I can feel seen again, so I can feel electric again. And we don't actually feel seen, is the thing. The people pleaser going from person to person is not ever seen.
yeah.
They just get approved of.
Right.
So that's the pattern I actually hear is that you draw in people who are really good at people pleasing and they really want to win you over because winning you over makes them have a sense of safety and makes them feel longer than anyone else because you have such a secure, confident presence in all your relationships, which sucks because now your next, dude, I'm guessing your next question, but so let me, I would guess that your next question is, okay, so then how do I know the difference between the people who are, or what do I do from here? Maybe. What is your next question?
I mean, a little bit, a little bit, what do I do? Right? Because, so he, my husband has anxious attachment. We are, we are all shocked. No. So I'm like, okay, so I need to figure out how to, communicate my love to him through his like via anxious attachment. And so I'm doing a lot of research on how to do that. Um, and I know that at some point, I was really hoping that Jillian could hop back on because I really felt what she said about the pouring into what seems like a black hole of like,
Yeah.
you know, especially like with this past infidelity, like my husband just
No.
is so convinced. that he's the worst, right? And one of the reasons why he has gone outside of our marriage is because he did say, like, you know me so well, you know all the things I've failed at. You're the person who knows me so intimately that like when you say I love you, I feel ashamed because
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, stop. First of all, no more of the, you can't. Okay. No.
Sorry.
Uh,
No.
I love this metaphor. Our hearts, I like to imagine them, our minds, our hearts, as a room with infinite doors. The only doors that open are the doors that of the ways we treat ourselves and we view ourselves. But we don't know that. All the doors are locked from the inside. So I think if you would just love me harder, say the right thing, the list goes on, then I would finally feel better. Why don't you come through that freaking door? And you're on the outside of the door banging like crazy, going, would you please unlock it?
Mm,
I've got a tidal wave of stuff that's going to make you feel great if you would just unlock this door.
mhm,
And I'm on the inside screaming. He's on the inside screaming. Why aren't you coming through? Try
mm,
harder. Or don't try so much. I feel bad. Probably back and forth. Um, and the doors that are open are how I'm treating myself. So if you do 99 things of love, 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 and one thing that's critical and a little blamey, I'll go, see, that's real. That,
mhm,
that I believe.
mhm,
It's not your work, is my answer.
mm,
And when you're in a people pleasing state or the state that ends up landing you at cheating and betrayal, I think it is your job. I think some part of me really thinks that if you just love me enough the right way, if you could finally convince me that I deserve your love, you can't. I have to open the door. You have
mhm,
to walk in,
mhm,
but I have to open the door. And most people who are caught in that think that loving myself is what makes other people hate me.
mm,
Because good people don't think highly of themselves. Good people don't love themselves. Good people are hard on themselves. We love self deprecation. We love put yourself last, think of yourself last, think of yourself less. Oh, you're so humble. Like there's this deeply toxic understanding of what it means to be a good person and to be a humble person that forces us to turn everyone in our lives, especially the people we love the most, turning them into the people who hurt us the most because we will not let them love us. We only let them hurt us.
mm,
It's a door lock from the inside. And the only work that you can do is say over and over again some version of, I really want to love you. Right now you're not letting me. Let me know when you're ready.
mm,
Bye. Like go into the other room. I really want to love you. Right now you're not letting me. When you're ready, I want to talk about this. I want to hear what you're feeling.
mhm,
The rest of it's not your work.
mhm,
And he might never say yes and he might never let you in. And that is something you have zero control over and is exhausting because you're doing everything possible to get in, is what
mhm.
it sounds like.
Yeah.
What resonates from that and what doesn't?
The doors being locked on the inside. Like, yeah. And I tend to just swing my doors wide open and just being like, come on in, let's all have a good time. You bring your words of affirmation, you bring those gifts. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Um, I just, but yeah, I mean, I think going back to like the original question of just like, what is it about me that attracts these people who end up cheating? Um, I think the idea of I the because I have been described before as magnetic and confident and everything like that. And when the betrayal happens, it destroys that part of me, obviously. And I hate that. And I think that that's the first time that that explanation has made sense.
Mm,
of like, you have like what I want. Like, how
right.
did you express it? Like,
Yeah,
you
you
have
have
what
what
I
I want.
want.
If I get your love, maybe I'll finally feel enough because you do.
Yeah. And then, and my husband's now my husband, and this is the words that he has used, not, I'm not, you know, like the words he's used now because he has betrayed me these times. His words are now that I've really, really screwed things up with you, now that you really know the total of my depravity, like forever and ever, I will never not be that person that did that to you. Right. Um, and so there's that shame black hole. And it's like, okay, but we still have to, tomorrow's still coming, and
Yeah.
tomorrow is a different day. And I'm doing work, and I'm choosing to not let it define me. I'm choosing to, read the books and go to the Zooms about betrayal and do and do the things. Um, so and figure out, what is it I'm doing? What can I do better? How can I love people better? Um, and I'm seeing some comments that are very affirming of like, you know, I don't know, just,
I haven't read the comments.
they're pretty great.
I
Uh,
bet they are.
oh, this last one, he's also trying to prove himself right, push you away and say, see, you knew. Yes. Yeah, he does that. He very much pushes me away. And then when I finally get fed up, and he's like,
Yeah.
see, I told you. That's hard.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't heal somebody's unworthiness wound. You
right,
can help them heal it, but you can't heal it for them.
write that down.
My the line I say over and over to my clients and everywhere is healing is something that no one can do for you and that you can't do alone.
Mm,
He seems to know he can't do it alone.
mhm,
He doesn't seem to know that no one can do it for him. And so same with you. You're hoping, which I get. Can I do enough that you'll believe me that the door will open and then we can start to heal this? Because he's been this person. The betrayal is one of many symptoms of the same thing. The not enoughness. The
mhm,
if I could just wow you more, do better, please you more, if I could just sparkle, then if I'm sparkly enough, then I'll be worthy.
I'm writing. I mean, yeah, all of it, like the addictions, all of it, it's all trying to soothe that unworthiness wound.
Yes.
And my very boring, secure attachment, like stable.
It's the opposite of boring.
That,
That's the problem. Everybody wants it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I make a really good pot of coffee. Like, I'm really good at it
I believe you.
every day. So good, stable. Thank
I'm so sorry you've been hurt in the same way so many times.
you. I appreciate you talking to
I appreciate you coming up and asking questions. You're so studious. To be in such a rough, I mean, that's painful. And you seem so, I can solve this.
me. Good.
You're like, climb aboard. We got it.
Yep, I do work in higher education. I will say that. I live in a very
Mm,
muggy, hot state, and I work in higher education. So I'm like, I'm sure there's a book about this, or 20, and I'm positive I could write notes about it.
yes.
Sure.
And none of it's your work.
I'm writing that one down.
You're right. There are lots, and none of it's your work.
Thank you.
It was so good to meet you, Lindsay.
It was really good to meet you. I've been following you for a long time. It was really, really fun to chat with you.
Ah, thanks. That's so nice.
Yay.
Yay. I gotta get better at saying goodbye to people on here. I just realized that's awkward. Was that awkward for you, Lindsay? Sorry about that. All right.
All
Uh,
right. You ready to keep going?
yes.
Okay. The next question is from Matt. Matt, do you remember? I think you probably remember the situation. Do you remember? Do you have a question to get it started, or do you want me to get you started?
Yeah, it's fine. Um, so
Hello.
uh, I'm a cheater, and whenever I first saw your post about how we're people pleasers,
Yeah.
and I mean it's like one of those mind-blowing moments of realizing what kind of the problem was in all of the relationships, like dating in high school, stuff like that. I mean, I was a serial cheater. And then I get married and I'm in this relationship that I adore my wife, and things started changing and becoming rough. And
Mm.
9 years ago, I had an affair, and it was the first time cheating in my marriage. We've been married for 18 years now.
Mm.
And that last 9 years have been me trying to repair what I broke. And I don't know how to repair it while at the same time even before the affair, she's sometimes kind of a verbally and emotionally abusive person. And since the affair, I mean, there has been some physical abuse as well. Uh, and I always feel like it's. I mean, I'm the one who put us in this
Yep.
scenario,
This is very,
and I mean, I always feel like there's something wrong with me. I am the
mm.
people pleaser. I'm Mr. Outgoing. I'm a lot. I'm a lot of personality, and at the same time, knowing I'm too much, I've also always felt like I'm not enough.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we're at the point now, our marriage is starting to completely dissolve. Um, I don't know if it can be repaired. And the cheating is always something that's held over my head, and it's a catalyst for a lot of the stuff. But she keeps on telling me to do the work, and she does use oftentimes therapy speak as almost like a cudgel,
Mm.
as in like a nice way to blame me more.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know how to come back from this, and I'm kind of at my wit's end.
Yeah. Wait, first of all, thank you for being here and for sharing what you've shared. And you're explaining, I mean, to both feel not enough and too much is such a deeply, it's like no matter what you do, it's not right. It's not worthy. We are just talking about the unworthiness wound. That thing is, does not sound like the current relationship is helping with that
No,
in the moment. So you said, I don't know if we can repair. Do you say I don't know how to get back from here? Or I don't know where to go from here?
I don't know if there's a way. I don't know how to. She always tells me I need to fix it. I need to fix what I did, and
Mm.
I've fixed the actions. I've been faithful for the past 9 years. I'm a very present father. I'm a sweet guy. I don't know how to fix it.
This is the thing. This is the thing that um, I have noticed is that often the people who have, if you have a people pleasing tendency and that wound, you are usually really sweet. You are usually the inherent who you are is this big hearted loves connection to the point that you'll sacrifice yourself for it. That's how this happens is like, I'll be who you need me to be so that I can get connection. And then you get
Yeah,
trapped and now you've disappeared. And then that's the cycle. And I don't know the answer for your relationship. And without your partner here, I hesitate to. say anything, but I do know that for you to feel safe and seen and accepted and have true connection with somebody, you can't have that without being able to be honestly yourself, meaning sometimes you're disappointing. Sometimes you say a thing that's disappointing, but it's honest. Sometimes you disagree. Sometimes I'd rather you trust me forever than like me right now. Like, if you can't bear the short term pain of somebody not liking or approving or being disappointed, then even if you leave this relationship, you get in another one, you'll get caught in the, even if you don't have cheating, even if you don't cheat, you'll get caught in that same cycle where they don't see you and they don't appreciate you and they don't see all the sweetness and the big hearted person that you are.
It definitely feels like a lot of what started it for me was just not feeling. She can be pretty critical and kind of nitpick me here and
Mm-hmm.
there with all kinds of things, but I just started to feel very much like she didn't accept my personality, and so it definitely made me want to pursue something that made me feel like I was accepted.
Yes. That I'm writing down your new catchphrase. Hold on. When blank. I should have you write it down yourself, actually. I always think about this. Here, are you going to get a pen?
No, sorry, I had to turn off something. I'm also making lunch at the same time. I'm sorry.
Was that
I'm
beeping
very
you?
poster child ADHD. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
look at us. You're in the right place. It makes so much sense. I mean, it's so much just feeling so alone and unseen and rejected. Just like little tiny judgments.
Well, and I'm somebody who I'm very much a words of affirmation type person. So words carry a lot with me,
Yeah.
and where I mean, like I said, there's been different abuses, but the most hurtful ones for me are the words. I mean, she gets angry and she said stuff like, I've seen who you are. I don't like who you are. I don't want who you are. And it's,
But she's staying in the relationship. Sorry, keep going.
yeah, I'm, is, if it, I know that this is not what you're supposed to do, but or at least people say that, but I am definitely a case where when it came to the verbal and emotional abuse, I stayed in it way longer for my children.
Hmm.
And I mean,
Hmm.
and sadly, the thing that I have to bear with that is because I'm not a confrontational person, but she is, and the kind of arguing and fighting that they've been privy to just breaks my heart. 'Cause
Hmm.
I don't want that for them.
Is that your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, I've got some serious abandonment issues, and not necessarily abandonment because of people just leaving, but on top of being a people pleaser, big personality, all that stuff. Um, my sister passed away whenever I was 14. My father passed away whenever I was 17,
Hmm.
and they were the closest family members to me and connection. And I feel like family is the thing I've got to hold on to for dear life. And I witnessed my brother go through a divorce a few years back, and his kids didn't talk to him for a few years. Whenever honestly it wasn't his fault. Um, and I'm terrified of my daughters wanting to break communication with me.
Hmm.
And because of that, I will I'll endure the abuse to stay close to them. But that also puts me in a situation where what started the cheating was me wanting to also feel liked.
Yeah.
And it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. God, you feel stuck. Is that right?
Very much so.
Which makes sense because it feels like your choices are either lose, leave a relationship you'd like to leave, but you also lose your daughters, which is not an option,
For me.
or stay in a relationship that feels like torture, but keep your daughters,
Well,
which,
this is the scenario so my oldest daughter, she's 14, and we're really close, and she's witnessed enough to where she's so emotionally intelligent,
mm,
way more than I was at 14. But about 6 months ago, after a big blow up fight, she came up to me and asked me, she's like, Daddy, why do you keep trying so hard? Like, this isn't going to
mm,
change. And pretty much she has encouraged me since then that it's okay for us to get divorced.
mm,
And so it has freed me up a little bit to where I can see something at the end of it. But the whole people pleasing part of me, I know that I could be okay. That now knowing that my daughters will still love me if we separate, all that stuff. But I worry about her. I worry about my wife that she's not going to be okay.
mm,
I mean, she's threatened self harm over and over again with me to where it's actually right now like I hate to say an old story, but it's been an
yeah.
emotional weapon of sorts. And I don't know the people pleasing part of me. I don't know how to get out of this and everybody be okay.
Yeah. So you have a deep rooted fear that you know isn't true, which is if you end the relationship, you'll still have your kids. Like you were afraid that you wouldn't, but you feel like you would.
I feel like it's more true, but that fear is still there.
Yeah. And it's gonna be, yeah.
And yeah,
You're also, and then your other fear is she has set up a situation, and if you leave, then you will have made her hurt her. It's gonna somehow be your fault that she made a choice to harm herself.
I think so. In my opinion, and this may be wrong with me, but this is about betrayal and cheating.
Yes.
To me, yes, my cheating was betrayal, but to me also her developing this abusive nature towards me is also betrayal.
Yes.
And I don't think she sees that. I think that she just sees her abuse as a reaction to what I did. Whenever honestly it started before I even did that.
Yeah.
But it's now because of that, it is this weight, like a guillotine over my head of this is all the things that you've done wrong, Matt. You owe me. And
Yeah.
I don't know how to pay it back.
Well, you would ruin the dynamic if you'd remove her safety if you paid it back. Um, the dynamic that you're explaining is a really common one that I see. I was actually talking to my mentees about that this week. I call it the bully victim dynamic instead of the victim abuser, even though you probably could call it that, because you resent we resent people for making us be mean to them, and we need you to. If I'm mean to you,
Yeah.
I don't want, and I can't seem to help it. I don't want it to be my fault that I chose to do that. You need to have deserved that. Otherwise, I'm an evil, mean person. So, what I'll do is figure out how you deserved for me to be mean to you. And if you keep being nice, then I have to keep finding other ways that you deserve for me to be mean to you. And I will resent you and get angrier because I was mean to you. It is trippy, but this is a thing that happens. And this is why I will see this slippery slope and why I'm so passionate about having compassion towards each other when you're repairing from something big like this, because you will go down this slippery slope and one of you will say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry all the time. And every time you say, I'm sorry, the other person will get angrier and neither of you will really get why. And so you just have to make up a story to explain it. And you're enabling each other to get deeper into that dynamic. And this bully person becomes a full blown abuser, but needs to be the victim. Otherwise, they're evil. And we can't live with ourselves if we think we're evil. No one who does evil things thinks that they're evil. They think that they're the victim. So you're
Yeah.
explaining a long term pattern that just got more, that seems like it got more and more entrenched, where shame is a huge player in how we got here in this dynamic. And continuing in the dynamic is enabling it to continue growing, is what it sounds like is happening. Does that feel accurate?
Yeah. So shame wise, I mean, I grew up, I'm a pastor's kid. I grew up with a lot of,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of deconstruction has happened.
Okay.
But the thought of shame and blame is the worst feeling in the world for me. Like I just being like okay with somebody just thinking the most evil thoughts about me whenever I'm not trying to do evil things. It's it's very hard to deal with.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, that dynamic of her needing me to be the villain, it's it goes against everything I was taught. Everything I was taught to be of being okay with that. And yeah, I don't know. It's
Painful.
yeah.
It's so painful.
I'm part of me is almost to the point. I mean, I am very long suffering when it comes to things I care about. And I do love her. Uh, it's at the point now that because of the abuse and because of the dynamic, I don't know if I am in love with her anymore because I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to stand up for myself with some of the abuse. But I only want good things for her. I want her to find peace with this, and I think that if I accepted it and moved on, it'd drive her crazy.
Mm.
Well, let me be her villain. And at that point, it makes me worried that she's going to, I don't think she'd do this, but part of me worries that she's going to poison my kids against me as well and want me to be the villain in their eyes since they matter so much to me.
Hmm. Your kids are 14 and 17?
No, 14 and 11.
14 and 11.
Yeah.
It's a very, it's a valid fear. I don't think that your fear gets a bad rap, but I don't think we need to get rid of it. I think it's really good to befriend and listen to the wisdom of. It just doesn't drive the car. But
Yeah.
it's been places and it knows things and it's got wise things to say about what route we should take. And it sounds like you're doing that. It sounds like you are listening to it and going, okay, that might happen. What do we do? You have in your story clearly worked hard to make sure your relationship with your kids is strong and that they have a relationship with you that's not filtered through a different lens. And also you're aware that the other person in this relationship can really try to make that filter. And it's scary because you don't have any power over what filter she puts over or how she speaks of you.
One thing she told me over and over again, and this should have been a blatant sign because I was so desperate to keep my family together that she, after she found out about the cheating, we had a big head to head moment, a very, very long argument and fight and the whole thing. And at the end of it, she's like, look, we can move on from this, but I can never forgive you for it. And I'm not asking her to forget it, but there has to be a thing of a peaceful resolve. It can't just be having the card that, the trump card on me. Just no matter what I do, it's done. I'm just the
Yeah.
villain.
Well, because
And
if I forgive you, then I don't get to be the victim anymore. And the only place I feel safe is being the victim.
I think if she did that, she'd have to also acknowledge and take acceptance of what she's done as well. And I don't think she wants to do that.
Yeah. I mean, the work that I hear, the skills neither of you seem to have had was how do you talk through this stuff? When she criticizes, how do you bring that up? When you, when you cheated, how do you talk through that? But also the little thing, I'm sure there are little things you do that hurt or drive her the same. Like, how do
Oh
you,
yeah.
it sounds like the little things don't get talked about. They don't get brought up. And then how do we heal this? So then you don't really have another choice. Like, I want to, I want to point out, I don't think that she's the villain. I don't think she's a monster listening
Oh
to
no.
this. I don't know that, right. I don't know that you do either. She has only the tools she's got. And so did you. So do you. And the only way to move forward in a way that is healthier for both of you is both of you have to want to, big emphasis on both of you have to want to learn, how do we talk about the little things, like we're the same team, even if we're co-parents instead of
Yeah.
a couple. How do we, what's our shared common goal? Like, I'll work with people who are in the process of divorcing and they're going to be co-parents, and they both really care about the kids, and they don't really, at this point, they're not coming back. They don't want to be together. They got too much pain. They've decided, but they have kids and they don't want their kids to witness. They don't want their kids to grow up and think this is what love should look like. This is what
Yeah.
you should do when pain happens, when hurt happens. And they want to model something better. And when we talk about that, it's the same thing I talk about with couples who are fighting to stay together. It's the same communication tools. How do I, as soon as you criticize me, go, hey, when you said that, I felt like this, but I know I'm missing something. Otherwise, we'd feel the same thing. So, where were you coming from? What's really going on under there? I mean, how many snowball fights would have not happened? Big blowout thing if you could start there and you both wanted to, right? That's a key thing, because if you don't
Yeah.
and you're stuck in victim villain, then you can't get anywhere besides boundaries. But even having that system, it's just not taught to people. And if you don't know, you can't do anything about it. Yeah. You sound like you today, in this moment, know what you'd like to do and you're trying to figure out how to do it. Am I reading that right?
I'd say 90%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because I'm in a place right now where I feel more sure of myself and stronger. But at the same time, like, so I work away from my home. And so half of the week I'm away from my kids and home
Oh,
working. And in that time, I have a lot of time to self-reflect, feel more self-confident, all that stuff. I
yeah.
get back home and I'm put in my place.
Yeah.
And it's hard to feel strong in those moments. It's hard to feel like I know what I need to do,
Yeah.
especially being around my girls. I want to be around them as much as possible. I don't want to be a weekend dad. So it's hard whenever I'm there.
I don't know if she'll do it, But would you at least do the 14-day challenge? Because this is your new when she criticizes you, your new catchphrase. But then you're gonna have to pair it with boundaries, is the thing. If she comes for you. Did you get it? Did you screenshot
I
it?
got it.
Nice.
Mhm.
When blank, I felt blank, but I know I'm missing something. Otherwise, we would feel the same thing. So where were you coming from? Stops most conflicts in its tracks. But then if you want to have a full conversation where you also get seen, that's a whole, you got to practice doing it.
Yeah,
You got to practice, and it's hard to practice with the person you have the most baggage and triggers with. So I would love for you to do the 14-day challenge and then tell me how it goes.
absolutely. You mentioned baggage with the kids too. Don't want to give them a bad view of love.
Yeah.
And I heard a long time ago somebody say that, we're all going to give our kids baggage. Let's just be sure it's stuff they can carry.
Yeah. Ooh,
And I love that.
I
And so
love that
that's what I'm
too.
trying to do now is just think about like if I can show them a better example of their dad who they've seen what I do.
Yeah.
If I can show them an example of me not just staying in something like that,
Yes.
but also giving them an option for I'd love for their mom to find a relationship that she's happy with.
Yeah.
I would like for me to possibly find one too.
Yeah.
But it's breaking up something that's right now so volatile. It feels like something that's been shooken up and is ready to pop.
Yeah.
And
Carbonated.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a less dangerous way of viewing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. You're so in the thick of it.
It's easier said than done though. But
Yeah, I know. You're at the because then what? Okay, great. 90% I know what I'm gonna do. How the hell? Because it's a whole thing
oh
to
yeah,
figure out. Um, please do the 14-day challenge. It links you to the Facebook community throughout too. And I want to see how it, and we have a feedback link on there too. And I would love genuinely, we care so much about it helping people. So give feedback on what works and what doesn't work and how it's landing for you and what you need. And that you're not the only one going through the thing you're going through. And I'm really,
thank you
really
so
grateful.
much,
I'm
Morgan.
s- I'm so grateful you came up here and shared so honestly and told us your story and who you are. You
I
helped
appreciate that.
so many people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. What a beautiful group of people. I want to hug
We
everybody.
know.
Morgan. I'm not copying myself. I just realized other people who are watching the live stream think that I'm cheering me. There's another Morgan in here clapping. And I was like, oh, hello. Kitty. Yeah, Lindsay,
We
you said that
have
so well. He shared accountability and also vulnerability. So beautiful. Sorry, Addie. What's our
That's okay.
next
I cut you off.
question?
Um, our next question, we have a submission. He can't come up and speak, and there's not a ton of context, but
Okay.
we don't have another question exactly like it, so I thought it could be interesting.
Okay.
Arthur said, considering all this talk about betrayal, I'm really curious. What are your thoughts on self-betrayal? I'd love to hear your definition, understand why we sometimes do it, and learn how we can build greater trust and grace in and for ourselves.
Self-betrayal leads to betraying others. Self-betrayal leads to betraying others. That's the story over and over again with cheating. Or you betray yourself so that the other person will love you and make you feel good and seen and accepted, and it works for a while and then it doesn't, and then you betray them by going with somebody else and betraying yourself with them and wowing them, and then on loop. Good question, short answer.
Mhm. That was good. Okay, let's see. I think actually pulling up Christian now would be a great idea. Christian, you ready? I'm assuming you are. You're always ready. Ready?
Oh, hello.
I'm going to ask your question for you, and then I'll let you go to town. So, Christian asked a great question, which essentially was, from my personal observations, it often happens that women stay in contact with ex-partners while those men remain emotionally or even sexually available in the background. From a woman's perspective, this connection may feel harmless or different from a nice guy who openly pursues her. However, when the situation is tested, for example, if the woman clearly communicates that she's single again, these male friends or ex-partners often reveal that they still have feelings for her, sometimes quite strongly. This makes me wonder if men and women perceive these situations very differently, which can lead to misunderstandings, blurred boundaries, or even forms of emotional cheating.
So the question, the thing that you're noticing is that women with male friends or who are friends with their ex-partners, those men secretly are interested in the women. And then as soon as she's single, they're like, oh, thank God, let's get in there. And that
Exactly.
that makes you as a partner be like, well, you have all these male friends and you're friends with your ex-partners. They all want to be with you, sleep with you, be with you, whatever. So now I'm anxious all the time because they're ready to pounce, basically.
No, I did see in the internet, in Instagram, for example, often that there are nice guys, they are friends with the girls, and they believe they are just friends. They don't want anything from them. And they did ask them to say to her that they ended their relationship and see what happens. And often the other friends, just friends, said, "Oh my God, finally you did find that you don't fit. I always thought you don't fit, and I have feelings for you." And they was totally shocked. And for me, it was totally normal, because I believe when a man is friend with a woman, I'm sorry for this opinion, then he wants something from her.
Sorry for
At
this
least
opinion.
if there is a chance, he would like to have sex with her. And many women, or also my three girlfriends, did not believe me. They said, no, 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 they are just friends. But I don't believe them. I think if they get the chance, they will be in again. And for me, it
Okay.
feels strange to have so much contact. So I don't have contact to my ex-partners. So if I split, I'm split. Finish. I don't speak. I don't share my life. I don't share my I don't know what else. It's
Yeah.
not my best friend, my ex-girlfriend. And so for me, it's difficult to see how my partners have friendships with their ex-partner. This I feel it doesn't
Because it makes
fit
you feel
really.
what? That's what what does it make you feel when you see that the woman you're with has
I
male
think that they
friends?
are naive when they believe that the men don't want to have sex with them if they could ever.
But what does it make you feel? Not what does it make you think? So you think that they're naive and you don't like it, which means you're scared something's going to happen. What is the thing you're
Yeah, I
scared is going to
think
happen?
I don't have contact to my ex partners, even if I did share maybe 19 years with them,
Yes.
because I feel it's not right. And when they have contact to them, then I don't understand how it's possible to be just friend when it's a woman and a man. For me, it's difficult to understand. And so
What's
my
your
question to you
fear
is,
under
does
there?
women different think about this?
Well, that's not enough. So that I can't I don't know what you feel about it, right? You're telling me what you believe and I can tell you don't like it and you'd rather that not happen, but what does it make you feel? What are you scared will happen if she remains friends with ex-partners? What are you scared will happen to you or to the relationship? What are you scared it means about you?
Hmm. I did let them meet with their ex-friends, and I did um, somehow relax and trust them. Nobody did cheat to me. At least I did never hear about it. So I trust them, but for me it feels somehow wrong. I cannot exactly tell you why. My
Yeah.
parents are nearly 90 years old now. They are married. and they didn't go out and see other women and men. It was not, I don't get it. I did not see it in my life. And then I did find partners. They was very open with these thoughts. Yeah, why not to meet them? Why not to have parties, birthday parties, New Year's parties? Why not? It's just a friend. But for me, I feel somehow it's strange. I, um,
It hurt.
maybe I'm jealous that I don't do it. Maybe this could be.
Does it hurt
Somehow I feel
when they?
it's a strange situation. It's not cheating, but it feels not good somehow. When a
Oh.
partner from me, my last girlfriend, she did meet a friend with who she was a couple 1 year long. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't meet him, I believe, 5 years, and then I was with her for holidays nearby, and she said she want to meet him and to go to ride his bike. So they did go to ride his bike, and then they was away. She was away from morning till I believe 11 at night. And
Okay.
there some things happened, and the machine broke down and whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
somehow I feel also a little bit jealous because she don't use the time with me. She prefer to be with her ex-friend. This is somehow strange for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I am too sensitive for this thematic. Good that I have
So
KI to ask ChatGPT what he says about it.
so you're afraid, well, ChatGPT will know you and then give you an answer it thinks will make you happy. Um, you you are, it sounds like you feel that comes across to you like rejection or like proof that you're not enough or like she's choosing somebody over you, which hurts, I think. Is that what it, did I hear that right? What am I
Yes,
missing?
somehow it hurts. Yes. Hmm.
And you want to be chosen. I mean, that's why we're in relationships, right? To feel
Hmm.
seen as we are and deeply chosen for that. And when she's choosing somebody who's not you, then that feels, sounds like it feels like a mini rejection, like you're not enough or something. Is that close?
Yes, so I want to give them the freedom to meet them. But on the other hand, when I give it to them, I feel like I would be not totally authentic, maybe, or I feel like they ask me to do something what don't feel good. And if I tell it to them, then I feel maybe I am too childish, maybe I'm too insecure, maybe I'm not, I show too much that I feel not good enough. And this is a
Oh.
difficult place to be for me, you understand?
And then you're not attractive because you're not, so you're not, oh, yeah. So you're torn because on one hand, you want, you don't want to be controlling and you want the other person to have freedom. But on the other hand, it really hurts and feels like a rejection and like they're choosing somebody who isn't you. So either choice leaves you not feeling great because you don't want them to choose to stay to hang out with you because you forced them to. You want them to choose you. You want, so there's part of freedom, part of the what feels amazing about a relationship is when somebody is choosing you from freedom of choice. So telling them no, you can't go hang out with somebody feels controlling to them, but it also feels crappy to you because you don't want the reason that somebody's spending time with you to be because you forced them to. Now it's now it's not genuine.
Exactly. I would wish that they don't feel the need to meet their ex-partners or their friends who never was sexual with them, but they are so good friends. And somehow I feel nonstop like there
Yeah.
is an animal that wants to catch and eat her, and she wants just to go close, and she thinks, "Wow, so
Yeah.
what a nice kitten!" And I think he will eat you up somehow, and I will not be there. So maybe somehow I'm scared that something could happen because I don't
Yeah.
get it how men invite to expensive dinners and to go out. if they don't have anything in behind, just to talk one time per year or so.
Well,
Somehow I feel
the problem
I
is
never had it, so I
that
cannot understand it.
it doesn't matter because you have no
Okay.
control either way. So
Yes.
the only thing you can control is your own actions and what you communicate about your feelings. So when navigating this, the it's kind of, I guess it's like navigating everything, which is when you do that, which is your choice to do, I feel this way. It makes me feel hurt and like you're choosing someone else. And you still get to choose that. And eventually maybe I'll realize I can't be with somebody who makes that choice. But
Mm.
I do want to be with you, and that is the choice you're making. So what I'm choosing is to allow myself to be hurt. Because really what you're choosing is, do I allow myself to be hurt or not? Because you can't control their actions. And if they're telling you about it, and which is not hiding it, which is helpful, the only way you maintain that level of honesty is being able to go, okay, I don't like the choice you're making because it hurts when you make that choice, but I know I don't have control over your choices. So I'm going to take care of my hurt, and if you make that choice, I hope you know I'm going to be hurt when you come back, and maybe we can cuddle, maybe we need more reassurance, maybe I'll need something from you in this partnership to know we're good. You're that you can't control the other person's actions. You can only communicate your hurt, what you're going and your feelings, what you're going to do to care for those, not what they need to do to care for those, what you're going to do to care for those, and then invite them to help you with that care. Like I'm going to feel hurt about this, and so I think I'm going to go for a bike ride, or I'm going to call a friend, or I'm going to I don't take a bath. I don't know. Whatever your thing is to care for yourself. And it would be great if when you came back we could hug, cuddle, play a game, whatever the thing is that would help with the reassurance. Because I don't know that, because it doesn't really matter. Let's say all of her friends want to sleep with her and she knows that. I mean, I think a lot of women have male friends that they know want to sleep with them, but they still like the friendship. I, humans are sensual creatures. We're going to have those thoughts and then we get to choose what we do with those. And, um, a lot of women have friends that they know, even though they might lie to themselves, they might lie to somebody else, uh, are probably interested. And that doesn't ruin the whole friendship. It's just part of being human sometimes. And that's the choice is, am I cool with being friends with somebody who's sexually attracted to me? And is my partner cool with me being friends with somebody who's sexually attracted to me? And how do we navigate that? How does it make me feel? How does it make him feel? And what choice do we make about that is the only thing you can do. So, from your standpoint, the only thing that you actually have control over is communicating your feelings and caring for those and letting her have the option. But that's it. That's it. So it sounds like you're probably just gonna be hurt in those moments, which sucks. And maybe end up creating more safety because you have reassurance afterwards. And who knows? I don't know how it'll play out, but how does that land? What are you hearing?
Yeah, very good. I believe you got it. The point is, I had one ex-friend, and then I did get my first real relationship. I was together with her, the ex-friend, maybe 1.5 months or 2 months. It was a short relationship. We did figure out quickly that we cannot be good together for many reasons. And then I got my first partner, which her who I stayed for 19 years. And she did call me to want to see me to go to an exhibition. And I said, why not? Let's meet again. And I was with her at the exhibition. And after she did offer to have sex with her at home. And I said, no, no, I'm now in a new relationship. I'm not interested. And I thought, okay, I'm a man. When even a woman says this to me, how many men must say to my women's? And so I thought that this
Yeah.
somehow dangerous, because when they get hurt for something, let's say we would have a conflict and they want to speak with somebody, and they go there and they drink a bottle of wine. Who knows? If they are authentic, then they will maybe end up to have sex. And I don't feel this is a very nice situation. But I understand I cannot change nothing. And the point is, that I feel it's difficult to speak about, because I show that I'm somehow weak and insecure. This
Yeah.
is not what a partner want to hear. It looks like I wouldn't trust them. And so it's not a nice thematic to speak, and difficult for me to balance it, to say something, but also not to be too strict or too what is the word? Too controlling or too scared what will happen.
Yeah.
This is difficult for me to speak about. I mean, now Corona is beside me. She came back some days ago. I'm happy that she's here again. We had 2 months no contact. We didn't speak at all. So in that case, in that time, we could meet whoever we want and we could be in the next relationship. It didn't happen, so it was a chance to go the next step and to try it again with that what we did learn in the between.
Yeah.
Um, she, uh, she never was committed to have a relationship. Now she did decide she wants to have a relationship finally. So I believe if it's now different, we will have a chance. Maybe, let's see.
Yeah.
But the point is that Carola has many male friends from the past. She works as an opera singer. She's a what is this, artist.
Cool.
She knows many people,
Yeah.
and especially I believe also in the artists area, people are maybe more open. I believe this. I don't know it, but it's just what I think.
What did you
Uh,
hear?
and
Can I ask you, what did you hear that I recommended you do in this case
you
when
said
she
I should tell her that I don't like when she meet male friends, and that it hurt me, and I cannot change it if she wants to do it, but I want that she knows that it don't feel good to me.
and how do
This I
you
did get from you. And I
okay.
can only change my feelings to the situation, nothing else and nothing more.
Okay. Yeah, you can't even change yeah, you can't even change your feelings. You can only communicate them and then use
Maybe I
you
could change the feelings if I change my thoughts. I believe in this. If I
you
would force
you
myself
can
to say that's normal, it has to be like this, we are not in the last century and so on, maybe I would believe myself. I could try, but I don't
um
really feel it's the best.
I actually don't think that works very well. I think what
Okay.
works well is, but it's very popular. It's the most data-backed form of therapy, so it makes sense that you would think that. Um, I just don't see it work very well. I see it work short term and then backfire. What I see work really well is in therapy speak, they say emotionally corrective experiences, which really means get honest about what you think is going to happen. Say
Mm-hmm.
that, and then choose to allow yourself and your partner to prove you wrong. So, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, if I'm scared that when I tell you my needs, you're going to resent me for them, I can choose to say, I have this need and I'm really scared to tell you because I think you're going to resent me for it. But I've decided not to resent myself for having needs. And I'm deciding to share with you and letting us both prove this wrong.
This is a great text. I like it.
And now I get
Mm-hmm.
this, right? So you don't have to deny that you're scared. You don't have to deny that you have fear or that you feel hurt. You get to feel that and say, and I have my eyes open enough that I'm willing to see a different outcome happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So the best is to share my feelings open
Yes.
and
Well,
to use the words you did use. That it says I don't want to betray myself. I just have to say it, even if it don't feel super good.
yeah, I think so. You don't really have a relationship if you can't, if you can't say your feelings to someone, then you're hiding yourself. So you have a stick frame. I'm thinking about the Three Little Pigs for some reason, but you've got a house made out of like leaves or sticks, you know? But if you can say your feelings, now you've got a house made out of bricks. Like feelings are showing who you really are. Now we're connecting with who we really are. So I personally think it is worth the risk of rejection to show you who I really am, what my pain is, what my hurt is, what my happiness is. All of that, not for you to fix it or do anything about it, but just for you to lovingly witness it, and vice versa. Otherwise, we don't really have authentic connection. We have performative attachment
Mm.
where I have to
I mean,
pretend to be somebody I'm not in order for you to stay with me. And then you're not really with me, you're with the performance.
I understand. So that means in this case, it is important to say always what I feel and what it does to me. And even if I feel it makes, I I have that point that I say I am open to many things. I don't believe I know too much about all of this. And I question myself, am I am too sensitive? Am I am too
Yeah.
unexperienced? Maybe let's try how it will feel and be open to it. And on the other hand, I feel I betray myself because I know what I feel now.
Yeah.
And even if I shame for it, somehow it's better to say it. This is the point what you make. It's not too good to be too open and to find excuses why I do things, why I accept things, what don't feel good, just to see how it will feel after. This is also not the right way. Is this right?
I think so. I think you're
Where is the
saying,
border to stay myself in a relationship and to be open for wishes that my partner have? Maybe the last didn't have, then you have it suddenly. Till what degree it's good to be open and to try it, and till what degree it is not be honest to myself. I believe I'm learning also, and I am, how to
yeah,
say, I'm getting different in the relationship nonstop. I believe I am growing. But if I
yeah,
say, no, it has to be like this because my grandfather had it like this and my
yeah,
father had it like this, and I don't accept any other idea, I
yeah,
don't know if this would be really the best solution. You understand somehow how I mean it? I mean, to be
yeah,
open and to try it, how something new feels. This is the trap, maybe, where I'm not sure what to do with myself in the relationship.
yeah. Asking, I mean, this is why I love the scene questions, is asking yourself, okay, how do I feel about this? What does it make me feel when this happens? It makes me feel
Hmm.
this. Okay. And then asking yourself the scene questions, which is um, easiest to do actually in reverse. And we realized how awesome that is. Sarah figured out, Sarah Watson, she's one of my people that I'm training. She's incredible. She's a therapist and a coach. Um, if you do it in reverse and you go and you just be really honest of N, what need do I feel is unmet right now? E, what expectation did I have of myself and of the other person in the situation? And then E, what was embarrassing about this? And now, with all of that in mind, what am I actually scared of? What am I scared will happen to me? Or what am I scared this will mean about me? And then from that fear, you get to go, okay, I'm going to befriend this fear and go, all right, let's experiment. Let's find out. Do we want to prove this wrong? Do I want to move through my life with this fear driving the car? Do I want to move through this relationship with this fear driving the car? Or do I want to
Well,
prove
let's
it?
get rid of the fear.
Let's prove it.
Somehow.
Or yeah, like prove it wrong. Go, okay, let's see. What if
Hmm.
this doesn't happen? What if it happened in the past? There's a reason that this fear is here, but what if it doesn't happen now? Or what if I could survive if it happened now? And how would I survive that better? Now
Hmm.
let's embrace it. So I like to do it that way. Then it's constantly
So we would
expansion.
be together very open about this with the scene method and find out how we both feel about it. And then maybe try a step to prove how it feels after this step
The other thing that I haven't said yet,
somehow.
which is really, really important, because we've only been talking about your side of this, is getting really curious about what's so important about it to the other person. Because it's not, they're
Hmm.
not likely doing it to make you feel less than or like you're not being chosen. They're probably doing it for something else. What
Mhm.
need is this fulfilling? What expectations do you have of yourself and of me in this relationship and in this situation with hanging out with other people? Um, what's embarrassing about this situation to you? What fear do you have under this? And really understanding that, and then reflecting each other and understanding where you're coming from. Often you find a solution that you couldn't unless you really knew what was so important about that to both of you. So the scene, I mean, I created the scene method for a reason. It works really freaking well. And doing it in reverse, the way that I just told you, leads to a really great, it's just a really great outcome, which again, that's why we created the 14-day challenge and then open gym, because you can go to open gym. You can even bring your partner to open gym and practice a conversation there with your
Mhm.
person, because
Cool.
it's good stuff.
Okay, so thank you very much. The point is to speak open and to decide together what we try and what we not try. This is the best.
Yes.
And to share what I really feel, what I'm scared about, and
Yeah.
so on.
And also to ask what she really feels and what she's scared about, because it's
If
not a
she
choice
wouldn't
probably
meet, for
about you.
example, or lose that connection, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's not
Thanks,
cheating, but it
Christian.
feels somehow like. Thank you.
No, thank you. I think it's an incredibly relatable topic. This is
Mm,
a point of contention with a lot of people, and not just a man being worried about a woman meeting with male friends. The same thing is really common with women being afraid of men, and men and men and women and every other
mm.
dynamic. That's very real. There's a reason that fear is there for you.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Christian. Thank you.
All right. You need water or anything? Or are you good to keep going?
I just realized I didn't show you my whole outfit. This is vintage and they deliberately made this part poofy, but I'm not sure if it's cool or if it's kind of weird. And I think it's leaning kind of weird. Okay.
I love it. All right. The next person up here is Nathaniel, who, if I believe correctly, this is the first time you've joined us for DMA. I don't recognize your name, so I'm excited to see you.
Hi.
Nathaniel has a lot of questions, has been really active in the chat, and I've been absolutely loving it. The bulk of his question that we came up with together, and then I'll let you guys go and get a bunch of context, is how do I deal with someone who is connecting me back to their old trauma, is self-shaming a lot, and doesn't really let my love and reassurance in? She had a
Mm.
dream about me cheating, which led to us breaking up and a big fight and lots of other stuff. So I want to let you guys talk about that.
Okay. Say more. So-
Um, yeah, so there was a lot. We had only been together for a very short time. Or I guess maybe not so short, like 6 months. Um, we kind of went through a lot of different things all at once, like her cat getting very sick. We're just trying to like integrate our lives. I herniated my disc in my spine. Um, and basically, the day that we broke up, she was over and we were asleep, woke up. She was like on her phone. It was like everything was normal. And then she turned to me and she was like, "Good morning." I said good morning. She was like, "Oh, like I had a really weird dream. Like, would you like to hear about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then she tells me about this dream and she's like, "Yeah, like I just had this dream, like you cheated on me and you cheated on me with this guy named Frank." And like we talked about it and it was normal. It was like cool. Like she started joking about it. I started joking about it. And then she just sat up and she was just like, "I don't understand why you wouldn't apologize for this or like give me reassurance." And I was like, at this point, like in my mind, I was just like, are you joking, or like, are you serious? And she's like, no, for real. Like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't apologize.
Mm.
And this had happened before, but the dream was about a woman. And at that point, I did say sorry and apologize to her before. But in this instance, to me, it was just like, I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did apologize in this last time that this happened, but that was because I guess it was something that I could have been plausible to happen because I'm straight. But in this instance, is like your mind kind of shifted my sexuality, and then also you're asking me to apologize for something that's outside of my control and is coming from your own subconscious, which to me, I think for you, it's unfair to ask me to apologize for something that I did not do. And also I would not ask that of you. And she kept pushing that and kept pushing that. And she got to a point where she said something that has been destabilizing me a lot in our relationship, which was she's just like, I don't know if I could do this forever. And at that point I shut down and I got very overwhelmed, and I was just like, at this point, like, I just, like, I'm in a lot of pain, and I need you to, like, I need you to go. Like, I can't do this. Which
Mm.
was wrong for me. I think I definitely could have taken some space and asked for some space and, taken some time. I didn't need to do something so definitive. I just kind of was at my wit's end at that point.
Yeah. So what's the status now?
We haven't. So I did reach out to her. We were talking. Like that day when she left, like we still were talking. And I tried talking to her more. And at this point we were split up. So I was trying to talk about also some of my concerns that I had with our relationship at this point. Because before this happened, there were instances where she'd be like, "Oh, we argue a lot," which we talked about that. And, I try to reassure her on that. And so I tried to, like, make things work. I just wanted to talk through those issues. And so at one point she finally got to a point where she was like, you know what, I'm good. There's nothing for us to talk about. I tried to make it work twice. I contacted her twice after that. But we eventually just, like, had a conversation where she was just like, look, like, I don't want to, like, I don't want, like, her cat ended up passing away. I went and helped her with that. And that day, the next day, she messaged me. She was like, I just really want to be done with this. Like, I don't want to, like, work anything out with you. I can't be soft with you. And so I was just like, okay. Um, like, all right, I guess. And so we had, like, a final closing conversation. We talked for like 5 hours in person. And she was just like, I'm like done with this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore with you. Like, I just, like, I'm so hurt. And, like, I know you were hurt, but I was so hurt that day. And, you're not even thinking about my hurt and what I was going through. And so I was like, okay, I guess,
Mm.
and I did try reaching out again, to tell her, like, I thought about everything that she said, to which she became, like, very, from what I feel and what I've heard from her, like, very cruel. Like, she compared me to her emotionally manipulative mom. That's what she called her. She was like, you're very manipulative. You're very insecure. You felt like you were never good enough to be with me, which to me, I never felt that way. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, she had things that I wanted for myself. Like, she had 4 degrees, like, very, very smart woman, put herself through college. And I always praised her for that. I was like, that's great. Like, I love that for you. Like, I'm very proud of you. But she took that as like because I didn't do it, I feel less than, which to a good degree I did feel less than, but not because I think I needed to destroy her confidence in that, but like, as in, this is something I should be able to do for myself too. Um, and so in the end, like, she got to this point where it was like, oh, you're insecure, you just don't feel good enough, you tried to destroy my character. And the other day, actually, I went back and I looked at our messages, and it was a lot of, like, there was a message where I saw, like, yesterday, where she was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm constantly failing as a partner when you bring things up like this, and I don't feel good enough, and I feel a lot of self-shame, and it's hard to feel like I'm constantly failing." And, I tried to reassure her. I was like, you're not failing, like, you're doing really good. I think you're a good
Yeah.
person. Like, I care about you a lot, and, like, I'm trying my best to, like,
Yeah.
be direct with you about the things that I'm experiencing,
Yeah.
so that we could work on it together and we could collaborate on this together and try to be a healthier relationship, because we're still getting to know each other. So there's going to be a lot we don't know about each other, and that could be conflictual, but at the same time, we don't need to let those things destroy us, because at the end of the day is we can agree to disagree. At least I thought.
Hmm. Okay, so now
Not talking for 3 weeks.
you're not talking for 3 weeks, and you're here today to figure out for you, what's the goal?
Um, for me, is like I care about her a lot. I love her. Like I have this very strong sense of connection to her, and like I want to be there for her and I want to be with her. Also, I guess maybe because I saw something in the chat, contextually it might help. And she was cheated on by her ex of 8 years prior to me.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know if that assists or not. But for me, anyways, is ideally I would like to get to a place where we can reconcile and maybe create something new for the future.
Yeah.
In this time, I'm just taking the time to work on myself. I'm going to the gym, I'm journaling, I'm researching relationship attachment styles like psychology. I've been
Yeah.
watching your videos a lot. So getting to talk to you has been great. I appreciate it. And I'm just working on myself right now and just trying to detach from what was and move forward into something that could be something new, essentially.
So you're ideally you would like to get back together with her, but in a healthier way for both of you.
Correct. Yes.
And so you're doing a lot of work on yourself to make that possible.
Yes.
And one of the hurdles is when this happens and she's saying a lot of things about how you feel that are not true, like you feel not good enough, or about how she feels that you just don't view her that way, like she feels like she's not good enough for you. What do you do with that? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want you. Okay, great. So when somebody tells us something that doesn't make sense to us about how they feel or about ourselves, a lot of the time we're like, there's a bunch of conversations online about reassurance. Reassurance backfires so often because it comes too soon. So I think I'd rather show you than. So right now, you are you're feeling hopeful but frustrated. How are you feeling right now?
Um, I am feeling hopeful. There are times it comes in waves. Like frustration comes in waves, but the more that I've been sitting with myself, there's more like clarity that I feel like I've been gaining about how I showed up, how maybe I could have done things differently.
Mm,
And yeah, there are times where I am frustrated and maybe even angry about the situation, but I try to let that go so I don't sit in that and not let that be the narrative of the whole situation. So I'm hopeful, but I think the thing I feel the most right now is just uncertainty. And I know from growing up, I've struggled to sit with uncertainty. I'm very quick to try to fix things. Like I have a sense of urgency when something is uncertain for me.
mm,
Um, and so I'm kind of just sitting in that, and I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm facing it as best as I can, because to me, it's
yeah.
like I know it was an issue, and I know it's been like something that I've struggled with. So now I'm just trying to do the work to, just be the best version of myself that I can be ultimately.
Yeah. You said something about uncertainty, and that really bothers you. I don't know what the right word is. Since childhood, what is it? What do you mean? Like when happens, what are you afraid is going to happen to you?
Um, I guess it depends on the situation. Growing up, I went through like a lot of domestic violence for about 8 years of my life. So for me, is I've been in very hostile environments for long periods of time. So I don't like to sit with that feeling because I guess just anything can happen. Like at a
Mm.
moment's notice, I could be going through a violent situation. So I guess maybe it stems from that. And to that, I've been trying to think about what I went through with that situation, and I've come to a point where I've, forgiven the person that put me through that and just kind of let it go because I don't want to sit with the resentment of it.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm always afraid, I guess, of the thing that I don't want to happen becoming the reality. So
Mm.
like in this instance is maybe we never talk again. Maybe we don't ever, maybe I never see her again, and that for me it's so final and it's so definitive that it's
Yeah.
like the idea of never being able to talk to her again, to never see her again, to feel her again, to make memories with her, good or bad. Like it hurts, and that's kind of where my mind goes, is where I think about these things so in depth that I just kind of loop and spiral, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm working on not doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So you feel when you feel uncertain about the future because it's scary to think. I mean, all that you listed, all of the good memories that you won't get to make. It's like a whole beautiful future that you would then have to grieve if you couldn't figure this out. And so then you go, okay, then let's figure it out. I'll research relationship stuff and I'll get determined that I can do this. And then and that's where you're at
Mhm.
now. Okay, that makes sense that you would approach uncertainty that way with fear of all that you'll lose if you don't get clarity, fear that you'll land in an outcome you don't want, and then to choose to do something about it instead of to drown in it is
Mhm.
something that you seem to be really proud of in yourself, and you should be. It's a really cool, resilient choice to make.
Thank you.
And the feeling of frustration and anger when you bring it up, you're like, and then I let it go. It makes sense to me that you let it go a lot because frustration and anger sound super dangerous from your childhood. Those landed in, or I guess you said 8 years early on. So I guess I don't technically know if it was your childhood. Was it your childhood?
Childhood into teenage years. I got away from it when I was 17.
Okay.
So I ended up
So
running
you're
away.
late child. Okay. So you're okay. That makes even more sense. Okay, cool. So because anger and frustration often turned into unpredictable violence, you don't want to cause that yourself. So you keep that in check. And it also meant you had to run from, if you're running away at 17, I would assume that means family.
Yeah.
And so you got something that felt like maybe it could be a healthy version of connection. And how do I get that to happen for real is where you're at now.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, like that was a big thing, is like every time we had an argument, like, you know, coming out of a different relationship that I had with my kid's mom, I told her every time that we had an argument, at the end of it, I was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, is I know we're having a tough conversation right now. I wouldn't frame it as arguments. And I know we're having a tough conversation right now, but I really want to say, like, I really appreciate the way that you show up in conflict and the way that you can converse with me, because at the end of the day is like this does feel healthy. And I know for me, I know something for me that I've learned is I do struggle with, and this could relate to how she felt emotionally, is we had an issue where she would use terminology like, you always this, you never that.
Yeah.
And that for me felt very damaging, especially when it's like she's creating the narrative of how she feels. So my first instinct, and this is where I needed to develop myself a little bit more emotionally, would be to immediately try to correct that narrative. And that's where I messed up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I don't want her to feel that way because I'm not intending her to feel that way, but impact over intent, right? And so we would get into that, and then it's just like I'm also trying to fight to be understood, and I'm trying to get her to understand me the way that I understand myself.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it goes into this long conversation
Well,
of just
yes.
yeah.
I hear a true desire and willingness, like desire for healthy connection and willingness to do what it takes to get there, which is, if you don't have that, you can't get it. It's the most essential piece. And when I was just listening to you and reflecting, that I didn't reassure you because you didn't feel understood yet. And one of the most essential pieces of connection and when somebody feels hurt actually isn't jumping to let me understand the impact and apologize for it. It's actually I want to understand. I want to understand what it is like to be you and to the point that you feel understood. And then once they go, oh yeah, I feel like you get it. The second essential part is the way the way you felt and experienced that makes so much sense to me. And it's not the way I experienced it or where I was coming from. Are you open to hearing that? And then you share, here's what it was like for me. I actually don't think impact is more important than intent because I've had couples come into my sessions after decades of one person, if impact always matters most. Intent doesn't matter either at all or very little. And so the person has been saying, I'm sorry over and over again. And the other person is like, I'm more sensitive? I'm more angry. I can't trust anything he says or does because we never got curious about how we landed here. I didn't get curious about why did you make the choice that hurt me? Because maybe you weren't meaning to hurt me. Instead, we stopped at, I'm sorry. So your response the second time that the cheating dream happened is sets you up for a healthier relationship than just saying I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Because just saying I'm sorry is going to land at neither of you know why, but you're on eggshells all the time. You don't trust each other. So you're so many things you're doing are headed in the right. You're going there. Um, and what the thing I'm breaking down for you right now is what I call the mirror game. It's the way that I teach couples to talk to each other. It's the way I do it in the repair lab. It's what we do in open gym. It's why the 14-day challenge sets you up to learn all the tools so you can go to open gym and you can start practicing. It's understanding each other and then you can reassure and it'll count because I really understand why you felt hurt or why you felt not good enough and how it felt to be you. And so when I say it makes so much sense that you felt that way. And I never felt that way about you. I've never felt that way about you lands as you're crazy. You shouldn't think that. It lands as dismissive, even though it has such beautiful intention. So the understanding first is just so powerful. And it also relieves a lot of burden on you that you never had to carry.
Mhm. That makes sense. I love that.
I love you. It's so good to meet you.
Thank you. It's good to meet you too.
Did you do the 14-day challenge yet?
I have not.
Okay, I hope you do it. And the same thing I was saying earlier to I guess everyone. But Matt, if you do it, please leave feedback and tell us how to make it help you more and come to open gym and practice. And those conversations that you do, we do a thing in open gym. Ryan thought of this. It was freaking genius. He calls it mirror mirror, or I like to call it trigger trial, which is if the moment that she got triggered or the moment that you got triggered, you can role play that with somebody else in there and practice those conversations. It's really, really cool.
Mhm. I like
Yeah.
that.
If you're looking for how to have a healthy relationship, please come.
Absolutely. I will.
Thank you, Nathaniel. It's so good to meet you.
Good meeting you too. Thank you.
What a warm heart.
All right. We probably have time for one more.
Yes.
And the next person we're bringing up is also somebody that I don't believe I've ever seen at GMA.
Yay, we love that.
So exciting.
Logan.
This is
Ooh.
Logan. Logan, I'm going to let you explain. You have a great story. I think it'll be powerful. So go for it.
Oh no.
Oh, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Logan. To set you up for such an epic story and then to not hear. Nothing. Nada. Are you Bluetooth connected to some speaker or something that's using his mic? Oh, That's the extent of my tech knowledge. We can't hear you. No. You can replay this. Anybody who's asking if you can listen again or replay this, this is on YouTube. And we'll also pull clips.
Still nothing, Logan.
And the people who are in the Zoom room, I don't know. I didn't say this, but I hope that I would guess that you guys said this in the chat already, which is I got distracted by the chat. Your video is not streamed, and you can change your name, and I'll call you whatever name you have listed. So then you can have an anonymity, because we talk about really vulnerable stuff here, and we want to make sure that you feel safe doing that. So that's how we structure it. Oh man, Logan. I don't know what to do. No, the chat's not viewable on the YouTube. Michelle, good question. But if you go to YouTube and add comments, that would help. Oh my God, Adam, you shared this with your therapist? That's so cool.
Nothing, Logan. I'm so sorry.
Nada.
Oh. Do you want me to read your question at least so that Morgan can respond to it? Okay, cool. I got you.
Thanks,
and you can,
Gina.
we'll keep your face up here. All right. Logan's question, luckily, has lots of context. So I think it'll be really powerful. You ready, Morgan?
Okay.
Ready? Yes? Okay. My partner cheated 5 years ago, and I was told by a third party right at the start of COVID. Before that, she'd drunkenly scream at me that she would divorce me and a few different times. Trickle truth, but never the whole truth. I went to therapy. She didn't. She didn't stop drinking, and it got worse over the years. She barely did therapy and was checking out in couples therapy. Found out she was cheating again last spring. Married 26 years, 6 kids, 12 to 24. Separated. She wants divorce. I still love her, even though she and a couple of my kids and my family tell me I deserve better than her. She has her moments where she tells me she still loves me and then pushes me away again. I know I can't do anything to heal it. She's not interested in seeing or Vic. I'm suffering. Kids are suffering. I'm scared of being alone. My ADHD is manageable with support, and right now I don't have it. No one to body double with. She can't tell me what's wrong. There's no hope. How to let go.
Oh, I hate that I can't hear you. I'm glad I can see you, though. You sound so lonely. Yeah. That's so hard. So the thing keeping you from letting go is the fear of being alone? Oh, I
He
hate not
said,
hearing.
she doesn't like that I'm letting go. I'll be your voice, Logan. Whatever you want me to say, put in the chat.
Yeah. Must be what it feels like to talk to Stephen Hawking with the delay while he types.
She doesn't want me or told me that she doesn't want me.
She doesn't like that you're letting go, and she doesn't want you and told you she doesn't want you. Okay, but what? those are all her questions. What about you? What are you scared will happen to you if you let go? I love that you talk out loud and then write it. Do you want to try again? No, it's still not working.
I'm scared that she was the one.
You're scared that she was the one and then you're going to try to replace her. Hmm. Hmm. I think that's worth questioning. I'm not going to be able to find somebody new. I'm just going to find someone to replace her. Think, yeah, I think I think that's the thing to explore. Somebody, I don't know, Logan. It sounds like you've been alone for a while. You said I haven't been alone for 26 years. I think you've been alone. I think that what happens when you're in a relationship where you feel criticized, not enough, demeaned, belittled, any of those things, what you start to wonder and believe is that maybe they're right and maybe that's true and maybe everyone will see you that way, no matter who you find to replace, no matter who you find. This is the only person who would be with you because why would anyone be with somebody that is described the way they're describing you? And we start to believe what they think about us as what we are. And the fear that the next person's going to think even worse or not even be there because why would anyone be with this person if I'm really that bad? Overshadows the possibility that maybe somebody could see me and love me and want to have healthy relationship communication and do stuff like scene and mirror game and who, if I ask the question, hey, when this happened, I felt this, but I know I'm missing something. Where are you coming from? They go, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Yeah, this is where I was coming from. That conversation feels impossible. Oh my God, you're so expressive when you talk too, and I can't hear a word you're saying. It's driving me nuts. The other fear is what you said about healing and needing other people to heal, and she doesn't want to heal, and so how do I heal? The other fear is what I said about healing, needing other people to heal, and she doesn't want to heal, so how do I heal? Not with her. Healing is something that no one can do for you, but that you cannot do alone, does not mean your partner. Right? For me, it started, I had a bad relationship with my parents, and then I started to heal that relationship, and that's what started to heal me. And with my friends, and then I was still doing a bad job in relationships, and then I changed the way I did those, and I started to heal with Dan and my relationship with him. But when I say that, I don't mean you need a romantic partner. All of our friends were couples. Well, join the Facebook community and come to Open Gym. Do the 14-day challenge and come to Open Gym, and you will have so many friends. It's beautiful because you come in there and you go, this is how I feel. And somebody goes, I hear you're feeling this. That makes sense to me because of this. What am I missing? And then you do it back to them. And it's incredible. That's the whole point. So, yeah. And I also know, yeah, it's just so complicated. Every relationship is so complicated. Every dynamic is co-created. Every feeling is co-created. And so talking to one person, I'm aware that I only get the one half. No matter how honest and transparent you're trying to be, I can only get your half. But I do know over and over and over again, the thing that heals us is honesty received with compassionate curiosity, and giving compassionate curiosity when we receive honesty. And that's what we do in open gym. And that's also what then everybody in there goes and does in their lives. Yeah, we have open gym tonight. Thank you, Logan. I'm so sorry. The tech is making it so I can't hear you. I have a feeling you would say so many things. Yeah, Adam, the idea of open gym being a little scary but exciting is accurate. Part of why the 14-day challenge is there, so you come in prepared. How do you step back from that toxic relationship? I I doing a whole big plan. It's kind of like dieting. Have you ever been like, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds, and how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna wake up at this time and do this. I'm gonna eat exactly this. You like make this epic plan, and then you don't follow through with it because it's so much at once and it's impossible. That's not what works. What actually works is I'm going to have a little more protein, and then I'm going to have a little less whatever. And then I'm going to start working out. And then a year later, you're like, oh my God, I've lost 10 pounds. Uh, I think the version of that for relationships, that when you're leaving a toxic relationship, is these little tiny moments of going, how did that just make me feel? Great. I'm feeling this. How do I care for that feeling? I don't need their permission. I don't need anything. Just how do I care for that feeling? Oh, I do this. And that starts to help you have intuition and self-trust again, which in a toxic relationship is so gone. It feels so dangerous to trust yourself. It's so scary. And that first step of what the heck am I feeling and how do I care for it? And if I can't figure that out, okay, who in my life could support me? And I'll be like, do I have a therapist? Do I go to open gym? Do I like, where's the community? Because the other thing is the stakes of the fewer relationships you have in your life, the higher the stakes are for the one. So in most toxic relationships, you get a little isolated and their opinion's the only one that matters. So the stakes are really high there. So then you're on eggshells majorly, and it's very hard to be honest. And having strong friendships and having places you can go and be deeply seen and deeply see others and be needed by others. Because that's another essential thing. Yes, we need to be seen. And I talk a lot about like, don't just sacrifice yourself, but we also need to be needed. We do need somebody to be lit up when we're around because we see them just as much as they see us. You know, it's a synergistic thing. Um, so one thing is, I think the two things I recommend when you're moving out of this is not seemingly has nothing to do with the leaving, which is one, acknowledging how you feel and then learning how to take care of those feelings. And two, creating a support system of other people. So 30 minutes a day, you call somebody and you're like, I don't have somebody to call for 30 minutes a day. Great. That's your goal. Well, once a week, you call somebody for 30 minutes and then you start to build friendships. You start to build into friendships. And especially the couples we're only friends with other couples thing. It takes a minute to build that. But part of why I'm so obsessed with open gym is it's like so you're so transparent there and you're so connected and yourself that forming those friendships and supporting each other is easier. And I just saw people, I saw briefly, because I'm not seeing most of the chat, that there's a men's group is going to happen out of that. I don't even know what's happening, but I want friendships to blossom from there because that's the point, these healthy ways of relating. Um, so yeah, I recommend doing the 14-day challenge in open gym so that you have the tools and yeah, we made it for a reason. We made it to help. So yeah, we should do one of these on friendships, Melody. I like that. Thanks, Logan. I hope that was helpful, even though I couldn't hear you. I'm really grateful that you shared your heart and that you showed up. Because in this time where you feel so, it's like toxic and dark and the way you view yourself is so confusing and hard, to dare to come here, ask questions, the willingness to come, even to come up and talk to me. None of those are easy. All of those take bravery. So I'm really, really grateful that you dared to do it. Thank you. The sign language. Oh. Fun. Open gym. Yeah. If you haven't done the 14-day challenge, if you haven't been to open gym, please do the 14-day challenge first, because it makes it a safer space for everybody. morganbirch.com/challenge. And it's just awesome. We're really proud of it. And we take feedback super seriously. Everything we do in this business, because it's a business. We have one goal, and we have one strong mission. I kind of screamed and cried about it earlier, which is connection, actual authentic connection. Because there's a lot of, this world is teaching us to isolate or to perform and pretend and separate and be divisive. And it's like an anti-curiosity campaign. And it's kind of an conspiratorial thing to say, but it is a very good way to make a population easy to control by making me hate you as soon as I disagree with you. It's a really good way to make me feel scared and lonely and isolated. And I think I don't like that. I think it's dangerous. And so the main mission in our business is connection. It's how do we give the simple, no therapy speak, just honest, real tools that work time and time again, not add on a pile of tools, which a lot of us do. We just sometimes you buy a book and you're like, great, I'm smart because I bought the book. I'm not actually going to read it. That thing, we don't do that. It's like, here are the very simple tools you actually need. Keep it simple. Now let's actually practice it together. Let's actually connect together, and let's be the antidote. Let's be the world. Let's create the world we want to live in. So our mission with every product we make, every program we run, is, are we helping people be deeply seen and be capable of deeply seeing others through curiosity? And then that ends up being really fun too, because we love to put the fun back into everything and have fun again. Because gosh, if that's not a rebellion, I don't know what is. Thank you.
We had one question from Instagram that I thought would be a fun for 1 second.
Okay.
This was from a few hours ago, but does healing have an expiration date? Is it ever too late?
Oh, most people die never doing it. So I feel like you're ahead of the curve if you do it ever. That's what I think. No, and it's more rebellious to me and more impressive and so much cooler when you do it older, because it's easier to think you shouldn't. It's easier to give up on yourself. And when you don't, that proves to everybody that it comes into contact with you that it's not too late for them either. That they have hope too. Healing yourself helps everyone around you heal. It inspires. I love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. This was so fun.